yako hapo kigure werebi ne flaxo ajenge kaine ng'ung kole mbona hujetupatia vitengolio nekemwa ameche koyanwa soman kele grasshoppers that were eaten by hornbill must have been deaf. Grasshopper ko talamu so kole talamuet nekiyam hornbill ko jebabai kileni nandi jeba kwa Negiam jeba kwa ko lazima kukima kukostoi. Thank you katwejo laba flags keyo asante. Hassan Betam Arap Limo kimita kabisa pamoja Gideon Arap kemengo laba ine Kipkongor Eric kebengo limba kabisa abiti mitendandi Josingo laba kiptenden kabisa simbiri nimekuona galejo good morning salimia mafans wote nago chito nibono kigure negile wapi jina kwa hapo Arap tuyai gongo missing Arap tuyai agere good morning edu nimekuona Josi kwa mara nyingine agere ine kigure Kirui Arap Kirui memo wejile imnyeno enkoro betut abran lagini asante Josingo laba ine kiptenden kabisa simbiri by the way kalwenen nyon ba betut abra ko noto magisose kopchi ko moiru so ko kaitita sait agenge nyigegere kalweno no Alfred Matebor ngolimba kap kiton ke yo south nimekuona pia wewe iro ako kwega tukul jo mite kebeberta ba SMS muendelee tukutuma ko mo ba lejo ko kebeberta noto ba ine WhatsApp ke mite kebeberta noto ko na ba WhatsApp ke mite yo gugitiongo lugo yo en WhatsApp 0759 460 476 asiko bita so man gora mite zito ne gale negile gibrono engolimba ine ano nguruo gimita kabisa pamoja nkene koroni tobitu tabrani aya magen got ko download an app na Zenka by the way app na Zenka got orete nga sartani magchini ge rabise yo magchini ge rabise chebam bio magchini ge rabise labda ilubo so mbio ingete ina iboishe Zenka so you in the App Store and ko Google Play Store download an app na Zenka register na mugoni na roru tiktok lejeni ndaga ine ndaga indaga ine ko lejina ya so indai ina namba ngung nebo sime tak details jo tok choi yetya kukoni limits nengung nebo loan of course somjige loan jotok chongi som go jutu M-Pesa nengung yeti boishe ko loan agetugul ako tindo interest nemite ngun akukuni up to 61 days chebo asikobiti wekta rabise jotok so Zenka ingat katugulwe kunito nenyolu iboishe kokatesun ngukuni 61 komuch kotesun up to another 30 days Mangen gut kemi pamoja kele koketar 61 ko tumi nyoru rabisek kumuitia plan for an extension nebo 7 14 and 30 days asokobiti wekte loan ngot ko labda go tomo nyoru rabisek agini of course ngat katukulina ile siri nengung rabisek chegesom Zenka mabirchin ji age koleji no siju itindo Arap Limo loan akuna kitu kama hiyo no tomne sio jame Zenka ngat katukul of course ndo jomjini nebo ko boisie tengemoni kobun Central Bank of Kenya download ning betut abra eng Google Play Store and ko App Store yetia install ngot ko labda register and login in got collab the first timer of course in the details gug yete igerchige limits nengunget nebo M-Pesa ing nyogule to of course ko testa iso betengat katol amache kora botu na kwa ide roadshow negitindoi ko mago teseruta ko tirani ko Tuesday kitindoi mutai nege by Thursday ge mitenandi ge tule kabisa nebo tegi stongo loba nandi 98.2 kele oroni la kwene ko gisich kimeje ge bwanyi gigala kwa noto kiganam tungo la kwa kidogo kule ngete yele ngutep kero ge metoje ga mete kutko girgir amumo ginoe ngab komito ko nyanji molyon koko itsaije kasarta nega ko yam nyugo gir borod ye toroni to kagibwa 98.2 kongete genge lonchen kotomo gibone agoro ni kagibwa ngenguni so tarigi tamanak somok tarigi tamanakangwan ago of course tarigi tamanang mut ke mitei ko robu irgi gure Elias Arap Kurgant he is a cancer survivor ago go kweni go limba go ilot sublocation ngine Nandi Hill so ge bone aso bit ko nyigi gonji go nunotot agiga twiri lakini kimite kibagenge ok pik cha janging road show ni kimite kibagenge of course standard group ni to go siginde de Berur FM ago kimite kora kibagenga Pwani Oil mite Starbex International mite Kaiboy Technical mite Boresha Sacco mite Moiben Connections Limited kimite kibagenge tukul size ngoti meje yegwa genge engejege tigmite kibagenge engruto ito nikagibenandi kutuko ya tat kurgeta kutuko muji nyo ngalek chotok chapa partnerships mite namba nebo Claire B 0790 66 4340 0790 66 4340 nai ile Claire Biko our lead commercial engolin so ngololdo si ato washine kapsa gila gitu ne bagawatar ko kasi ne nyonet kitiongon ko gebwang nyogi ngile bas ka go jutanom so no tono go git ko na mejas ko bit ki go jini gisindo kelunguti maje gebe bagenge eng road show ini to ngalek chaba partnerships ko 0790 664340. Labda itindoi kampunit, itindoi sugulit, itindoi supermarket akimeche yegu agenge chenyorchine kelchin koyo kasarta konitoni nyiketuye kibagenge ak Standard Group, Pwani Oil, Starbex Gas, Kaibo International, Kaibo Technical, Boresha Sacco, Moiben Connections Limited. Yo lori ni kubwa sana. Accommodate ni jajage tukul. Lori no kabileta ke agimonguge sinyiger. Mite tukuk by the way jetomo gere. Namu kasi gelen roadshow ole nine roadshow joba kawaida jo kizungukani. Nito ni kutule nipo tekisto. Agongo muti ngole mite kasi ge bilangini we. Nga Berur man kutule yo. Ama tule nipo John Walker. Tule nipo tekisto. Kasetit nebo The Star page 8 kole kinyorchini kamngenduit nebo koron nito betutab rani. Kasetit nebo The Star page 8 kole kinyorchini kamngenduit nebo koron nito betutab ra. Amagoi amuch asoman story nito ni tugul. Magoi, lakini yakonin eng nwokindo.
Kamngendui eng Taaitab Berur.
So, mite kotab ligityo ako kawaida nebo kotab ligityo kingen tugul. Ako mite logoiwek chemwoe kole mite sometimes ne we take them for granted. Kokile kigeib kityongon kele kawaida. Ngalen mite kametab kige ne kawaida nenyino. Lazima kukuangwa, lazima kolya. Amijika story ni kole cooking and washing dominate women's unpaid labor at home. Mite kwonyi kegure Adhiambo. So Adhiambo kutindo mungare nenyinet kidogo. Lakini Adhiambo nebo kuitito saa sita ko lazima komanda koroga ko labate koker duget kidogo mungare ni ipkokwany kuchopcho mitwogik lagok. Nebo kakotar kowek boisiet ati kidogo around saa 10 komanda kora ipkomulakwet ing sukul. Kole nyolu koker duget ni most of the time ko labat ipkochop amitwogik kochopchi boyon ni ne mite koyoe bas kasit ingine industrial area ne tunda akine mungaret. Kaso, kale it is Friday mid-morning in Nairobi and we meet Angela Adhiambo closing down her fruits and vegetables business to attend to the dirty clothes and dishes she left in the house. She says that around 3:30 p.m. she will also have to close down to go and pick her child in school and later on in the evening go cook for her husband who plies his trade in industrial area. So according to new findings, if women like Adhiambo were to be paid for all the home chores like cooking, looking after kids and washing clothes, they would have ranked 118,845 a year, 5 times higher than men. Mange no le tebe kole je report ni nyolu keleban kwonyi kakichek ya kayai boisiet nemite ga konyolu akichek keleban. Ukerto yeno yoe boisiet bichu nemaki appreciate ni. Tos nyolu ngot kotindo akine mungaret nenyinet akoker mungaret kole kawo ipkonyop kochobun amitwogik konyolu keleban. Should we? 0719-012-800, 0719-012-659, 0732-142-658. Akagoning kityongon less than 30 seconds. Ngisir 30 seconds ko kya wir turning line da. Chamge Lawrence Arap to wait.
Ini Arap Limo.
Woi.
Mama ni ko tinya mungare ta ko tinya mungare. Ako chukumu na nyine ko kinamutu ko kinyone sikotoreta sindio? Konyo ko ke sikis laga gerib. Sako mwetwan korai tukuchon tugul sasikit ngo mali ananenye. Ko kwa hivyo ko manyolu keliban. Kilibanike ko eche kityo ko mising Arap Limo.
Thank you. Ya tat kora ke beberta nebo conference ngo kweke chomo jobuno conference ngokindo kityo ngon chamgei. Chito negesunege number 118.
Yamuna Arap Limo.
Chamgei. Oh, magiliboni. Thank you. Kali Nixon gitar tu anan kelen ne anan magas kumye jamke Manuel angat ngola berbrip. Jamke kabisa.
Kabisa kana ki uran Manuel angat jerbo Arap Limo. Wa ma era ne go meja gela gelo Arap Limo.
Manyolu keliban.
Manyalu kelipan any Arap Limo. Ane ndangami ole kemoe wis boyot Arap Limo. Ara konyalu konyo nyokokon kosibkan ulanjo Arap Limo.
Thank you. Gongoi mising man welingo loba ine rip ko ine kolya megero kinye kasi ine ngunget ak bi shughuli kane. Chamke po chepto.
Arap Limo. Manyalu kelipan lani nyalu otekise kora. Kirwoot yosinye saiti. Kirwoot ine makimunye. Ako ikere ndakienye in borwekab chepyosok ko.
Oi.
Kiwirta kiamun komaame ng'okto amun ng'eten kasi nelobotote.
Wow. Thank you.
Kongoi Limo.
Kongoi. Tegisto, keyword. Chamgei. Arap Ruto ngolaba Eldoret. Ruto ngolaba Moi University.
Chamgei Masata.
Achamegei.
Chamgei olipa Moi University bwana. Eye kakomwa mama ino lenda keteshin. Tos mi man kamang'u ole kekaso kinye.
Thank you. Tegisto.
Bakoit kole ndakienye komakiamo kotiso munyo tinye ui kasit ndugu yangu.
Kongoi.
Ongemetechi kityo Jesu.
Ongemetochi Jesu kityo ngwan. Kongoi mising chamgei Pastor Richard.
Yes. Arap Limo iyamune.
Achamegei.
Kongoi amune nabasini karanyoru akane asikobit keng'alalen nakobo osotik. En iman oo boisiet neyoe bichu iman. Neyoe bichu kabisa kebebertanywan neyoe kabisa. Ndekeketchine kora ko anan komi biik chekikochunda kora kikobakakta bichu kora kobakakta ko icheken. So ndaimukose ine ko kakimwa kine kele toretindeng'ung komi boisionik chenyolu iman. Kot kokere iman kole mara kere en boisiet nekatanyolu mara kokatiengei kamanotet komwa kole atore kaikono atonoche kwa anendet. Noker ane komokere komi makosa amun imuche kityo ko mara komi kityo department amun mara sacheng chito netononjin en site.
Thank you.
Mara kaya kikoi kamanotet ko ngoitar kamanotet ko ine ko masawa.
Wow, kongoi mising nebo mwisho Regina.
Kongoi Limo ina basi de koronyoru kora. Ako ngo kora tetutiet nekeibu asikobit isarwei ko kichepyoso. En iman ko kasit neketinye Limo. Amun boisiek komondoi kochengote chekiome. Ko echek keribe ka mi tuga, mi lakwet, mi kiibu beek ak kekeseni lakwet ak koibu kwenik. Ko kit nekisome boisiek ko matkoit akowakene. Kimoe kityo ngoit yan kakiyai nemakiyai nekakiyai komwa kongoi.
Thank you.
Makiyai ko matkobolche.
Kongoi.
Tekisto nekemoe boisiek.
Tegisto. Kongoi mising Regina. Engolaba bedside. Asan Beti ngabugno, good morning. Kele nataka niambie kongoi mising sinyasoma nengunget. Kole chito makilipan Arap Limo lipanet iwe kuyolchi kit kityongon kit nemoche chosingono ngolimba kiptenden. Arap sige ngolaba ine lela goine nimekona kele manyolu kabisa Arap Limo manyoru elik ngolaba ine ndaraweta. Kale chito nebo ulimba lelbo ine Jackson na yabe kale mahari ililipa. Kilipan konyuk ki nebo maana kityongon ko heshima. Hakuna malipo Kiplanga Makenji. Sigei nimekuona kwa mara nyingine Vincent kele hakuna kulipa mrembo, hakuna kumlipa kwa sababu ufanye hiyo kazi hakuna. Joshua Barbara Fire Brigade Ngulavanant County kile kimeta kabisa pamoja asante. Kele ni kusaidiana, sio kulipa, kusaidiana, helping each other. Wow. Vincent nimekuona kwa mara nyingine, Mark me present, nimewaona nyinyi wote. Chuck Norris kwa geri nangu takinye kile monyolo kapsa geliban angot ko mukagiwe isir maid kipso iwetu koloba inelela go nimekuona pia wewe ero ako kweke tukul Alice yamune ameje kituk tiyo Tokyo ako lipanet ko mogyo kagile koek official kele engologe irtoi ongen ole kamwa gazetit kole ndoginyolu kelipan eng boisioni chotok ton nome kabisa rabisiek chechang lakini nyolu you appreciaten mengeta kimande iwe bibo kitote angon kot ko ketindoi kasi kidogo koi keito kakyai kasi tugul kongit moik chemakiyapta iwari rojeriot bwana ni roisi ijenge banget imeche iton biik ati amu makisipto moik kakoun tuguk chito, kakomwet nini, kakoun tuguk, kakomwet nguroi, kakwai kasit age tugul. Lakini kongit ne moek ni, iworiri kabisa. Kolia meitwa kigeri ile tom kiyapta moek, igere man ngotilil compound kageyai ulo, tom kotoret akina ayoptochi nito ni. Sukomite sample age nebo murenik che mondoi kobendi sanda kityongon siasa akowek tiondo nyokowarir. Angen ale ngele muren kwamu nyolu imurege kaing'ung, lakini murege eng tekisto. Meko kipsonyeny neiwendi bibokiti ak chitu nyibol. Nyibol che mamani kakwasulen. Kaalda ngwek kidogo mnyo kole sikwale sijui ne ak chumbik ak nang ne. Ye to kora nyimite. Angini, sijui koliano. Kalya sijui machopong nin. Otepto yeno. Kyoip kaip ko tepto ano. Gimeje kekonyitin imurege kila kitu. Chengi boitiot akot kidogo ninyo igonjini kwa kutoret akine ulo ko gitu amagiyeki itindoi right iteb, lakini for now hakuna. Akam ngendo ino ongen ole kakonerekso murenik, lakini arane makinetestai.
Berur FM ko ketesiet neilitite ateptonyon. Chule boisionik ako kanapta bandab tai nebo bororietab Kolenjin komugul. Mogindo yemoni kobun Kugo ak Faba kubaten kisomi binwek chebwone. Berur FM koribe tegisi ako tiebi tenyon koboto bororietab Kolenjin. Ingi kwenye gazetisiek en tetutietab Taaitab Berur. Ingi kwenye gazetisiek en tetutietab Taaitab Berur.
Ako machinit kwesyo kole kan korokotien kidogo. Koitoshek sosomok lo chekebata eng sait taman ak aeng kasarta noton inegen nekakoyam kebe keker kele mwoe ne kebeberta nebo gazetisiek chebo rani kasitab oeng tarikit 11 arawet noton nebo 11 kenyitab 2025. Of course, gazetisiek oeng, gazetit noton nebo The Standard ak of course gazetit noton nebo The Star eng kornitab betutab ra. Kakoitwa kora gazetit nebo The Daily Nation, so kibendi asikobit keker gazetisiek chutok chu. Chang logoiwek akongen ole kaketchige chechang komite chekakokweny The Standard eng koindo kabisa ak eng nyigisindo ako kekweny kora gazetisiek so chalake cho aengu cho so kikochini nyigisindo gazetit nebo The Standard nyikeker kityongon eng nwokindo gazetit noton nebo The Star, gazetit noton nebo The Daily Nation. Logoiwek kekochi nyigisindo gazetit nebo The Standard iwe kale principles from hell. Principles iwe ko kijam kekure head teachers, lakini chebo high school sana kekure principals. Headmaster ko kijam kekure chebo primary headmaster, kekure chebo high school principals. Ako logoiyot nemite gazetit nebo The Standard eng kornitab betutab ra kokwenyi akobo principals chebo high school, secondary schools. Kangetiwe kole chang tugun chetesetai eng sukulisiechu ako tuguk chemokoronen. Netai kole principals from hell ko kole kondoik chebo anan head teachers chebo high schools chebunu Jehanamu. Ak ingele Jehanamu ko makaran, biik chemite oloto ko biik chekoronen, bendi biik chemokoronen oloto. At least eng kayanet nebo Wakristo. Kekweny logoiyondoni alak eng konetik chekikobun shida eng eunek chebo principals. Principal nebo sukulit kot kuyon nenyinet. Ako meche koboisie kiboitiot kot kuyon they own them. Mau kiboitiot nekanyoe kasit, lakini meche ngolechi kiboitiot tonon ko tonon, tobongony ko tobongony. Kole mewe ka komawendi angot ko kakwo time. Lokone miten koindo page nebo 4 ak page nebo 5. So eng tokochu ko kakinde pageit nebo chi nekikere ko labda konetin ako mite in black and white kakisir eng yo kole Teacher Service Commission. Ate ko kakinde nyu baronok oeng. Mite barwet netai nekisirchi mwalimu kosirchi the chief principal akele nyu po Limuru Girls High School. Kimeche ko resignan. Ako ngile niker ko niko a follow up letter. Kale kisir barwet age up to tarik tiptem nekibo July 2021 komeche ko resignan lakini kimokiyonchi. The only time nekikiconfirm the resignation neuro nikaconfirm TSC ko rubber stamp nebo arawetab mut 2022. That is like almost a year, karibu kenyit agenge baadaye nekiyonjin ko resignan. Lakini amune se ko resignan chichi? Eng resignation letter nekakinde eng tokoch nebo kaseti nebo The Standard iwe ko kamwa chichi kole kibune konyoiset nebo kale clinical depression. Depression ko koimutik chebo kabwatutik, msongo wa mawazo, mwae biikab Kiswahili kou notok. Mite kasarta na kong'etine koimgei kabisa, koimin kit age konamin stress, konamin depression. So stress ak depression ko tupcho. So kinam mwalimu ini stress, kinam mwalimu ini depression, kwa sipitali ipkonyor therapy. Keleji now the best thing you can do is to take a career break. Kolenga resignan. Lakini koimutik cheikochin stress ko chebo kapkasi. Amache kechut page nebo angwan ak page nebo mut keker alak eng koimutik chebune konetichu. Mite story agenge eng yu nekanama nebo kwony nekikure Kefrin Nzaiwa. Kefrin Nzaiwa ko konetindet eng Kiambu County. Makimwa sukulit. Lakini story nebo Nzaiwa iwe ko very heartbreaking. Nzaiwa ko kinetishe Nzaiwa komye. Lakini en kasarta neinetisye komite principle nemekochin kalyet. Number 1 ko kibanakat kwony. Ako kiwo scan kwony kobor scan kole kitindo twins, kitindo seremek, kitindo simotoni kou ole kimwoito eng Kipsigis. Keleji you need a rest. Oronoto kakoyam kwa maternity leave. Kimite pamoja is. You need a rest. Amutindo ne. She is heavily pregnant with the twins. Aya. Immediately and was immediately put on bed rest by her doctor. Lakini kas kitoi kingo mite bed rest ko toi principal kwa Kapsap County nebo TSC akip koleji Nzaiwa keliponi rabisiek lakini manyone angot kasi. Akongen koleji ko expectant ako kokileji kotekan a bed rest. Makosa ene tayo koimutik chebo principal no. Number 2, mutai ko kakotep ko kwonyi. Arawek aeng kityongon ko kakotep ko 2 months. Keleji maternity leave imeisha, rudi kazini. Ngomite kapkasi ko meyonjin principal ini koker lagok. Amu nyolu kojujunso lagok, nyolu kojujun lagochu. Mekochin angot break nobo kojujun lagok. Akimechi na ile chu lagok ko seremek, nyolu ko mamumaje intensive care. Mite mama ini sugul. Number 2, kalikinga boy titoi gelas ko kakotubung intiondo tayari, ikonyong gelas. Kokero lone titoi. Kologero le magonda nai korok ile angot ngalechu tok chutugul kale kicham konyone akoi Jumamos konyokonetishe for free nemokiliponi. Surprisingly ko ki subject nekineti ko chemistry ko ki agenge eng subjects chekisir kabisa eng sukuli notok ak ing the whole Kiambu County. Koker mama ino kole kakowit kasit ip kosom transfer kwa sukuli nemite next. Lakini kotomo kwa koshiko na mwalimu head teacher ini kwa ip kongololji head teacher ini koleji meyan kunyo koesyo head teacher ini. Lakini kwa niyagine kwa jeng intervention nage kotuko muta nyigiyonji keleji sawa iro magui koesyo head teacher lazima kunyo koitito yundo kitongon kap koto head teacher ino to koleji gas magitongo ino aking suguli no ko majunden amasolin iro majunden without a punishment. Ajama boishe kesul lakini kesul ko ma official language. Kesul ko kisule kungo kiet iro yakimeche kenyo ko kietes kesule korore kimite pamoja is. Eng chito ke ko moti lakini cham keleje je ngasulin mongen ngot ko amu ki ko mote nenyonet ko no kiname muite iririot ko lage sos age ngus kole kongitoge aboti ale yoto kolibunu sulset. Lakini kas koimutik cheuchu chekibun konetindonyo ama inege chang stories chemite lakini amu time ko magokiger amu kasarta ko magokiger mite yu nekikimut akoi ko police kikimut akoi ko police kabisa ko police case chang ngalek kekure Gideon Karuti ak issues kora chekibun akine. So ne koimutik chubune konetik ak amune si makostoi head teachers amune si makostoi TSC koker kole bune bichu koimutik koimong'ugei ng'alechu eng sitting nekobo parliamentary session ne kikiyai eng July tarikit 10 nekiborgei kabisa koimutik chechang akoi saizi komite kora apart from koimutik chebune komite siretab konetik saizi ko mitei statistics cheiboru kole mitei konetik chetindoi over 45 years old ako konetik cheite wapi hiyo namba sire 1,000 lakini tomo kesir bwana kasi meche bichu konye kesir kasi bichoyo kip kosomanchi chito konetisiet kokotar course tindoi kila kitu lakini 45 years later tindoi 15 years kityongon ko retiren kotomo kesir kasi. Anyway, logo na mite page na bangon na page na bamut. Very heartbreaking for our teachers. Enga sarata logo ata gena mite page na bamut kalo we have invested heavily to ensure integrity of exams. So enga sarata ne testa exams ko gago mo ministry ko le mite jor seta ke tukul ne testai ne bo tiemutik chebo Berur. Eng page na boye ko ga isto ke logo ngi ko jinigi sino ko mite ko rabik chebunu limba Tanzania che testa ko mongol go moye ago bogo imutik che gibuni jagat ko mite limba Tanzania enga sarata ne go testa le venisit ago ga sarata ne go mite Baget. So detention and harassment shake Kenyan expatriates in Tanzania. Page 2 nebaga seti about the standard. Engine page atawa. Ameche kitwalda logondo no. So of course page 4 page 5 kono to logondo ngigo jinigisindo ka seti ni kitwalda ko page 6 netinye ko rogo netik. Ago koyan ko netik ko chut tetutiet noton nebo konyoiset nebo SHA kokoyan kochut tetutiet noton nebo konyoiset nebo SHA ibwat ile kikoyesho eng tai lakini saizi kokoyan ako eng tai ko kimite ine tetutiet nebo ine minute so saizi ko runo ko kule tunakubali tuna join SHA agere kaginde yo pichait nebo kigure Collins OU inendet ko secretary general nebo NAT mite kora nebo kupet kigure Akelo Misori ako mite ak chief executive nebo TSC kigure Evelyn Mitei so kokoyan kochut SHA ngitwalda ine logondo notono meche kebe agoi kaseti nitoni logoyot nemite page nebo atao page nebo taman ako kagomwa logoiwek kole how banditry drove residents to landslide prone Kerio Valley hills. So kine kikoyai banditry chorsetab tukang ne chotok chokot kotorta biik koba agoi ipkomeny ole manyolu kemeny ole itchin mudslides olimbo tulonok logo ni mite page nebo taman utingo koimutik chekikotestai koityi counties chebo Baringo, Elgeyo Marakwet, Turkana, Nimba Samburu, West Pokot akobo chorset nebo tuga nekimwoe kele kokotorta kabisa biikanom kobab komeny ole manyolu anan ole mameng'oksei eng ole mameng'oksei exactly mameng'oksei mitet tesai ngileni chokchi ngalal komong'u kutang twister. So logo noton ne mite ine page nebo taman gazeti nito nebo The Standard ako meche kebe ine agoi jerangan ko mite page 14 obwoti anan ongen tugul agobo Nelson Havi. So Nelson Havi ko kimite chamait kimite side nebo Arap Ruto eng kasarta nekibelewenisiet kilejino jing ko mokiwirchi uyawa ko jiji ko chito ne ine qualified ko mokikoje somewhere amune what happened agere eng jerangan ko mokimeje MP nebo Westlands ako agere to komeje MP nebo Westlands ing 2027 lakini kabwa UDA akolechi oroni shatit nebo UDA si boisie ticket lakini ayesio tionye kale no kale mameje siati no asikobit anyoru I will win anyway. Metaji ni ate gazeti nebo The Standard ngeger gazeti noto nebo The Daily Nation kale teachers split over SHA medical cover so kokoyan kochut lakini of course mite je tokoesio kola hapana makiyoni ngale chutok chebine SHA lakini kutinga ak logoiwek chekokon chemokesiek chechwaket chebo konetik of course boss nebo NAT secretary general nebo NAT akogere kora secretary general notok nebo nebo Kupet ko mite yago koyan kole tunaingia tetutiet noton nebo ine konyoiset nebo SHA lugon nemite page nebo angwan ak page nebo mut. Kaseti nebo The Standard kaseti nebo the Daily Nation kokokeker kaseti noton nebo The Standard so makikochini nyigisindo. Mite lugon nemite page nebo oeng court holds of police recruitment again. So koitelelso kora High Court koitelelso kapkirwok nebo High Court eng betut obo mutetutiet nekotetat ketesetai tarikit 17 a week only konekit koitet a wikit agenge asikobit keyai recruitment nebo police lakini kokitelelso kora kotinygei ak ine kesi nemite kapkirwok netkitestai kechallenjeni kele iro IG ko tukomite kasoro kidogo tomo kochulak yotokyo sikenai kele tos chito nenyolu koyai sole recruitment ko office nebo Inspector General amuti ibwoti ile kimite kora the National Police Service Commission che kikakimwa eng tilet nekibo the other week wakoto karibu mid nebo arawet konye nekikakimwa kele now biik chewe anan chito newendi kosuldoe ko Inspector General ofisi nenyinet National Police Service ko kikakiisto kele National Police Service Commission nyinyi mko kando lakini kesi netestai chame kitiakta iso kotestai recruitment ni amu ko kepushen ipkoek too much logoyot nemite page nebo oeng kaseti noton nebo the Daily Nation eng karonet nebo betutab ra amache ine logoiwek alak chechang kokakeker noto amune si amache aker kityo ngon che labda che katomo kegusti kong abwoti ale logoiwek chechang cho chekakegusti kong so kitukchini yotok yo kaseti nito nebo the Daily Nation amu logoiwek chechang kokakegusti kong kaseti noto nebo the Standard. Amache keker ine the Star kidogo asikobit kitukchi yotok yo logoiwek chebo kasetishek. Logo nekekochi nyigisindo the Star kale Ruto plots to split opposition targets Kalonzo en Wamalwa kale tokchinetab kei nebo kandoindetab emet saizi komeche kopchei kebeberta neesho serikali nimbo opposition ako kale target nenyinet iwe ko kandoik oeng netai ko Kalonzo nebo oeng ko Eugene Wamalwa tos kosulda lugoni tindo kandoindetab emet anan ui kasit lakini saizi ko eng oret agenge nemwoe kasetini kole meche kokochi kebeberta nebo opposition koek week ko runoto no meche kotagetan kandoik oeng chebo olimbo upinzani Kalonzo ak inendet Eugene Wamalwa. Eng kasarata kongalale kasetini eng page 4 ak page 5 kale kokonyo kapsa natembea kapsa bara kokokimit ako kit kora ne ikochin kandoindet sleepless nights ne ikochin kandoindet angot kowe kora drawing board kutinga angot ngalek chotok chebo lewenisiet chebo 2027 kale the 2027 poll game plan logoyot kora nemite page nebo angwan eng kaseti nito nebo nebo the Star so amache kitukche kaseti ni logo nemite page nebo tisap so kale goodwill or opportunistic so tetat konget kandoindetab emet koruteji anan koek agenge eng toek chebo kondit chebendi eng tuyet notok nebo ODM at 20 tetat keyai the celebrations next week tetat keyai the celebrations next week asarta nebo iboenjin chamai nebo ODM kenyisiek 20 kongetege ngechop ako wendi kandoindetab emet agenge eng chief guest mongen akine kinetestai ibot emet yekamwa kandoindetab emet eng mazisho kole mochundoi angot betut agenge ODM orono aya eng tege kaseti tinye nebo the Standard ikere logoiwek choto ak logoiwek alak chechang eng karonetab betutab rani.
Ingi kwenye gazetisiek en tetutietab Taaitab Berur. Logoiwekab emet chekitesetai kisubi eng mesetab logoiwek eng Berur FM.
Eng kasarta neno nemite tai koitun logoiwek chebo emet eng koindo koibun Elizabeth ak of course ibata logoiwek choto chokebe keker kele moene kebeberta noto nebo ngalalet lakini eng logoiwek chotok chetestai kosubi Elizabeth eng olimbo newsroom eng karonetab betutab rani kokoimongei alake eng kandoik cheindochin kibagengeisiek cheribe imandab kipkosobei eng Nandi County yetya kochupto ngalalet nebo senator nebo Nandi County inendet Samson Cherargei nekole icheket chebo neo chebo tewernat ako chupto okay chekale icheket po tewernat ngalalet ne kokamwa ine Cherargei. So en context kokamwa Cherargei kole bicho bendi Tanzania cho bendi olimbo Uganda akano komwochi kondo ichoto kuleji tafadhali wakikuja muwafinye kole ngobwa komorire logodo noto nakalak chechang ibune Elizabeth en kasarta nenwach nemite tai en koronitab betutab rani. Lakini of course kotom keti yundo kiunameje abwatun akobo mwaita noto nebo Sawa Petroleum Jelly. Of course Sawa Petroleum Jelly ko mwaita agenge nekilege nekaran nebunu kampuni noto nebo Pwani Oil. Ako Pwani Oil ko ibun products chekorone. So Sawa Petroleum Jelly we, Sawa Petroleum Jelly. Ko in Sawa Petroleum Jelly ko of course kararan ako much ko boisie lakwa ako much kora ko boisie ji neo ako much kora ko boisie ji neo everybody ako ngele multi purpose ko much ile ango tokoch amunga ko mite jito no len ameje nebo togete sinya aibage kora nebo sijui gele gacha mata no tarba Sawa Petroleum Jelly ko mwaita kapsa ne karan ne ameje ko biti nyorchige eng duget age tule negitenin ikojin magate ngungo tangusit up to 48 hours kele agoi kasarta angot nebo saishek 48 kotoko tangos magate ngumwata noto nebo Sawa Petroleum Jelly meeting rotutien nemining meeting rotutien nebo kwen ako mite kora neo nobo kawaida na ine nobo family use no kabisa nangi meje igulutu ko lazima inde utugul gujut so kobiti igulutu noto no komwata nebo Sawa ako bendo tiok sabunit nebo Ushindi so Ushindi basop kora ko bunu kampuni noto ne inege nebo Pwani Oil ako sabuni ne karan sabuni ne muji mutisi iune tuguk sabuni ne muji ngoti unege muji ngoti unege saize magetindo luxury bwana nekijam yale sabuni nekimutishe taban sijui nebo ngoroik taban nekiunege taban hapana magumi sai yale sabuni tagenge nyeketel kibande nusu kwa ine ulimbo kitchen age kwa bathroom age kwa ipkiune ine kemwete ngoroik noto ko sabuni noto ne inege nebo Ushindi basop na mjaso ko biti nyorchige meeting rotutien nebo 800 grams anago noto nebo 1 kg meeting ne jamene about 800 grams amungi nam kominingo lengeut ita nablabda nebo 1 kg ko gere jito ko luwo kamat ko nyigisitin geut lakini karan ko ramu mashugo begu so kotegemene kityo ngone imaje ibeoljige atiko obit of course iboisie engine kasarta noto ne inege ne yoe usafi cheguget kasarta noto ne yoe usafi cheguget kin nebo mwisho ko agoba Moiben connection ago Moiben connections of course ko goni boroindo kora noto ne inege nebo inyorchige kerchek chotok che legit moe biju gegure agencies ko le kerchek kabisa che legit ngele kerchek che legit ko kakile kerchek che koronen kerchek che toreti minutikuk kerchek che engat tugul ngiboisie ko ma backfire ni so Moiben connections ko miten kibagenge ak Farmyard International ago tindo morne ne miten Nairobi miten morne ne miten Ulimba Eldoret Corner House yegerege ak Nandi Park ngijome ngingereza ko kakile opposite Nandi Park ago atindo kerchek cheboto plant boost regular folia ago noto no kotoreti bitet ak rutunet nemie eng minutikuk miten noto nebo Taylor wettable powder noto kotoreti kokirinda fungicides koboto early blight eng nyanyek piasinik koboto mauwek miten kora nebo ine referee nenito keboisie ngine nyanyek mauwek koboto bandek chemesisek miten traffic nito kobo timwek kabisa ngine labda kamiwa mbarengung nebo logoek chaik ingyoanan ko kahawek miten nebo Mende Clean nitore Soloboi ako miten Barmuriat nikolinyo panya kuisha kabisa so namba chechwaget ko 0722 39 67 69 0722 39 67 69 mite namba 0799 36 11 00 0799 36 11 00 ako mite namba 0759 23 26 26 0759 23 2626 Farmyard International Investments Limited Collegian powered by research chamgei Jeff
Abeba Hilio
morning kaitu
Arut
ile kairo kerot ko jioni kerot ko jioni kaitu ngeti ne ko ngalal Cherargei ko gere Cherargei kabisa ko gon ngolyon ko twabi kabisa
kole finya
in fact ko kale tutawamalizia
lakini kotor ko guru press conference Cherargei
ko ger ko guru press conference
ako ngalal kole ko mamwa le kiti kole kityo finya
ale ko le finya ati ko ngeti ne kogon a different meaning nebo finya kalugo kale ngalen gonyo ko mam ngale finya ko mole kikiumisan ji ko ameje kityo ole kityo ngon ko wege moni Lakini ngokere biik chechang koker kole uo kamach koek in reckless kokere akonerekso kabisa in activist angot chebunu Nandi akolechi cherargei no iyo hatutakubali
ako mi biik iman chekomanga kole tukuchon komwa cherargei ko emboldeni human rights violation because bichu chukikakinam ko kimong Museveni kole komi frigid
kole komite frigid
torture chambers ko yemong cherargei akinyo kongalal kole kokole finya wakikuja tutawamalizia kokotok kele ikoini eun tukuchu kotesta human rights violation ako cherargei ko wakili a lawyer
mongen ole kokaliam ale cherargei ngonam odipot nowegu akokonech makosa netindoi nyekirwokyin kemoni anan ko ngot kokayai makosa chito amu mite katiangnatet nebo kwo chito emet ku Tanzania ku Uganda komuch iwe lakini ngibiyai makosa komuch kirwogun ako ngiyai makosa konyolu kirwogun kuyo kirwokyin chi tugul makenam aketocheren keratin eng oret ne unconstitutional.
Ako miten chichi kibo Netherlands nekikere kikanyo kakinam en Kenya
neking'utyin police
makinam makitocheren
makiitita
kikimut kityo police station akibare mangu subui kedeporten
kiwekta kwa olinywa amune bichu kakinam en yundo koliam makinam akedeporten straight away sinyokonam serikali nebo Kenya komut kotini sikikochini boroindo Elizabeth ko top story nebo The Standard ko a very heartbreaking story
nebo ngalekab
konetik ak principles che kagure principles from hell akobunu hell kabisa chutok chu amu kakira story nebo kwony nekikuren Zaiwa ne madam ingno ne ki heavily pregnant ak twins kakikochi bed rest ngomunyi kongete principal nyo kolabati akoi sub county headquarters nebo TSC ak college mite mwalimu ne manyone nyikonetisia akongen komnye kole mite on a bed rest 2 months after delivery keleji wega kinyai kasit akwai kasit chito akoi weekends ako mutango meche transfer ko kolim ke transfonjin akip koleji ne mite ulindok meyan konyo yesie magna ala mune sugosi chito muguleldo ne samis kuno
tukujo ngobere chafu
kabisa
lakini ko neno ko kasitab TSC TSC ne in fact TSC ne inende ne omon kole ki transfer ni ngo kuono au so iko komong akot principal nebo school ko influence and transfer nebo teachers igeri lo ko overstep mandate nanyine because that is the same person ne meeting under the Teacher Service Commission so ko togele meeting collusion ak some officers che meeting TSC akonetik alak ngam tagilele ngikoin boroindo head teachers ko amwang kole mache konetik acho ko tos speaking konetik che chachi
kabisa
lakini TSC ne acho ko distribute kotienge rules and regulation chebo Teacher Service Commission
toboti around kyali kyamite second day akikakibe long holiday nyawa ake nebo nitisi 1 month kityo akamete kikakikone title nekikure examinations officers yani nitakuertage ki exams every week form 3 ak form 4 chekichamgei Friday okay meche ke makan by Monday ko kaketara kiwekte arawet agenge 4 weeks kityo ngona kaso college gangini Arap Limo to boy mining to mo ya ko stress ale jamana wacha ibir kigilipani siling ata elibu mude ngarawe Bailisha betara logoiwek chebo emet yeibata logoiwek chebo emet kewege nito ko Taaitab Berur kekuren Arap Limo ako of course nito ko Berur FM ko biretab ka ketesiet nebo kasari ndo eng borietab Kalenjin ako tulei nebo tekisto
ketesiet kimnotet lele Berur FM
Mogindo yemoni kobun kumo akfaba kubaten kisomi binwek chibwane Berur FM koribe tegisi agotie bitenyon koboto bororietab Kalenjin
Ten mesetab logoiwek chu ko logoiwekab emet en Berur FM.
taikoshek kosomok chekosire sait agenge nebo karon akotin kastoindenyu nebo Berur FM tugul elemi eng karonetab raini akotochin logoiwekab emet eng koindo kong'ete ketisheng'ung nebo Berur FM nebo rosteung kong'ete kanaset neo nebo Nairobi. Nesomonwo logoiwechu kwane Elisha Beta.
Berur News.
Kitone logoiwek chetinyegei ak tilyanditab kapkirwok koboto biikab emet ole kakosom minista nebo ripsetab kalyet en emet orit Kipchumba Murkomen kapkirwok nebo emoni koker kole kaum keretab biikab emet kosubkei ak tilyandit netinyegei kapkirwok ak biikab emoni. Kong'ololi en nganasetab Nairobi en lang'atutab betutab amut komwa Murkomen kole en kasarta nekoi kotom konyor kakuyet biikab emet kosubkei ak lesuldoito boisionik cheterter kapkirwok nebo emoni. Kakimit Murkomen kole nyolu en kapkirwok koker kole kaititat kebeberwek cheterter en emoni ko oret agenge nebo keker kele kakinet biikab emoni akobo komonut nebo kapkirwok. En kasaroto kora komwa Murkomen kole en kasarta nekoi koikomus tetutikab kapkirwok nametab ala tetutik chebo nametab asoya en mwaet kole nitok kikoyai biik alak komot konyor imanda kobun kapkirwok nebo emoni.
I want to dare the judiciary to hold only 1, 2, 3 public barazas in every county. You will be shocked, Chief Justice. I want you to take one day, call a big baraza in somewhere in Laikipia, and sit down and tell Wananchi, 1,000 people, just talk about judiciary here. You will be shocked about the feedback, and it will help you to make things better. You should not hide. The question of corruption is in all the sectors. There are magistrates who are corrupt, there are judges who are corrupt, there are police officers who are corrupt, there are prison officers who are corrupt, there are ministers who are corrupt, there are PSs who are corrupt, and we need to face it openly without hiding and defending our places.
Berur News.
Kibendi agoi county nebo Sinkisho ole kakomaino ministaek en emoni Musalia Mudavadi neranik tugul en emoni koboisien muswoknotetab kasari en oret nekararan ko oret agenge nebo keker kele mang'em sobonwekwak. Kong'ololi inendet en kasarta nekoitita en tuyet nebo Kenya Software and AI Summit 2025 en nganasetab Eldoret komwa Mudavadi kole kikong'em muswoknotetab kasari alak en barnotik kemwaet kole sire tuguk chemoititotin notok kikoyai icheket okot en kasarta nesome boisionik kisib record chechwak en tuguk chekisir en muswoknotetab kasari.
Your digital footprint, good young people listening to me because this is your platform, is very important. It can either block your ascendancy to greater heights or it can become a big problem. Right now, when I speak to you, there are some nations that have now made it a requirement to examine your digital platform before you get a visa to travel. It's no longer fiction, it's the truth. I speak here because I also have children, and I owe it to you that discipline and integrity is what will take you higher.
En kasarota kosom Mudavadi neranikab emoni koker kole kotekis ng'atutik chebo emoni en mwaet kole nitok ko oret agenge nebo keker kele kasuldaen demokrasia nenywan akot en lewenisiosiek chebwone en emoni.
The moment you step beyond Kenya's borders, it's not the Constitution of Kenya that applies. You enter a sovereign state with different regulations and different laws. My prayer is that our young people, as they enjoy their freedom, please be cautious. It is absolutely important. We don't want to lose any Kenyan. We don't want to have any young life obstructed. So as you go out there, as we develop these skills, just bear in mind that there are some basic issues that we must not abandon.
Berur News.
Kibendi agoi county nebo Nandi ole kosib kong'ololutik chekomong seneta nebo county nebo Nandi Samson Cherargei en betutab Jumapili kole kosom kandoik chebo Afrika kong'asis mising ko emetab Tanzania ak Uganda koker kole kanam akotuyo ng'atutik biikab emoni mising ko cheborchingei imandab kipkosobe chekaba emonoton ala ko oret agenge nebo keker kele katuyo ng'atutik ko kakomongkei biik cheterter en emoni mising ko kibagengeishek cheborchingei imandab kipkosobe akochupto ng'ololutikab seneta Cherargei kondochin nebo ng'echeret en borchinetab kei nebo imandab kipkosobe en county nebo Nandi Shadrack Donom komwa kole ng'ololutik chebo Cherargei komuch kong'em tetutikab kalyet en emoni. Bitu nito en kasarta nekikinam biik oeng kobun emetab Kenya cheborchingei imandab kipkosobe en emetab Uganda ole kikichunda icheket en betutab Jumamos. Kosibkei ak Cherargei komwa kole biik cheu choto chebendi emotunwek cheterter en Afrika kong'asis kobendi kong'eme kalyet en emotunwek choton. Okot kounoto kotesetai biikab emoni en kebeberwek cheterter kochupto ng'ololutik chebo Cherargei. Edward Kosud ak logoichuto en koindo.
Kokokitobotyi mising ing ng'alek chekamwa seneta nebo Nandi Cherargei kole kinyalil biikchok, kenam biikchok ak kechil biikchok chemite Tanzania. Amache amwa ale kikobun yeko Cherargei ing irresponsible utterances. Kikobun kora olelo Cherargei kora kochutchin kiboitinik alak chebo serikali kou mawaziri chetiemei kwachi biik kasit. Orani anyun Cherargei kakonyo nguno kole kinyalil biikchok biikab Kenya chemite Tanzania. Ako kakoutie kole nekit Nandi ing Tanzania kosir kimasta age nebo Kenya ako mukaksei komitei biikab Nandi Tanzania. Kimoche kibwotyi Cherargei komie konai kole kingosome kurayat kotom kwa Senate ko ki member nekibo Nandi Transparency Group nekiteteanchin imandab kipkosobei ak ng'alekab ako kirindoi ng'alekab anan koreu ng'alekab good governance. Ko good governance ko makinyalil biik.
Komatarna kole nyalu koresignan Cherargei eng committee nebo imanda ak ng'atutik eng Senate. Eng kit nekamwa ine kole manyalu eng kandoindet age tugul kowech sobetab
Kakoutie kora Cherargei kole member nebo Chailak eng Senate nebo Republic of Kenya che ing agenge ing tononenwa kokoribe imandab biikab Kenya koboch oleboch. Kimoche kibwotyi Cherargei kelechi lazima kojiusulen korok ing masta nebo Chailak eng Senate nebo Republic of Kenya. Nebo oeng kesome NCIC kochungusan ako samonen Cherargei asikotebe kole koamune sikoma ng'alek chekonu ng'oyondit mising akoteweri mising biikab Nandi cheiongosani inendet ako kikotestai yebawei.
Inganda majamdaat kotinygei ak ng'atutikab emoni kechuti bolatetab emet age komwa nyoros kole manyalu kebar anan kinyalil biik choto kiba kambaget emotunwekab sang.
Hata mimi singeunga mkono kuharibiwa kwa sheria hii ingine, lakini neno ambalo limetumika kwa mheshimiwa senata wetu kwamba wafinywe tuamalizie, I think hiyo ni kutisha maisha, na hiyo ni kutisha maisha. Somebody should record a statement kulingana na hiyo, kwa sababu article 26 sabbatical 1 mheshimiwa is that we are supposed to live. Nobody is supposed, his life supposed not to be taken away.
Ariboteni ni Berur FM kong'ete taonitab Kapsabet eng county nebo Nandi. Kainenyu ko Edward Kosud.
Berur News.
Kongoi sirindenyo nebo logoiwek kong'eten county nebo Nandi Edward Kosud. Kibendi agoi county nebo Nakuru ole kotestai kapkirwok nebo ala kotestai kirwoket nebo betetab neran agenge nekinome njirenik en nyanjetab Lake Nakuru noto Brian Odhiambo nekibeten eunekab ofisaek chebo ripsetab tiong'ik chebo KWS en tarikit 18 en arawet netai en kenyini. Komuch korutechi kapkirwok kiwoto nebo Lake Nakuru ak meng'otetab Manyani ole mwoe kole yoto ko kinomen ofisaek choto bo KWS neranonoto. Kinyoru logoichuto en koindo kobun sirindenyo nebo logoiwek en county nebo Nakuru Joseph Kipsang.
Karutechi kapkirwok ing Nakuru kiwoto nebo mbugetab tiong'ik nebo Lake Nakuru National Park ak meng'otetab Manyani eng betutab raini kondochin senior principal magistrate Kipkoroi Kibelion en kasetab kirwoket nebo betetab neran agenge nekikuren Brian Odhiambo nekinome samakinik nemwaat kele kinam ofisaek choton cheisuldoen ripsetab tiong'ikab timin anan KWS en tarik 18 arawetab agenge kenyiniton ne akoi inguni kotomo kenyoru inendet. Kaimuch koborchi kotelelchi ak arorchi kapkirwok baurinik chekimuch kobaurienchi ofisai choton bo KWS konome nerananoton. Netai kokonu baurnatenyin ko Agnes Aching ne en kasaratan kamwa inendet kole kitesetai kouni ngoroikyik kingomweu Brian kong'etegei mbugetab tiong'ik konu ofisai choton ang'wanu chebo KWS. Komwochi kapkirwok kole kinam akobokyi ofisai choton nerananoton akokochi biret neya kotomo kochut inendet kotokyigei mbuget orit.
Nikaona wanaruhusa kwa hii hapa. Watu walikuja wengi wakaja hii fence, lakini hata mimi nilikuwa hapa nikafungulia nione imekuaje. Wakaruhusa kwa gari na wakaenda chini.
Nebo oeng kokonu baurnatenyin ko tupchetab Brian Carlos Otieno ne kamwa inendet kole kibaorionchi ofisai choton konyolili tupchenyin.
Akakimbia akikuja hivyo akanitia pale kwa fence, mimi niko kwa barabara. Carlos, harakisha. Nataka naenda na maskari wa jeri, harakisha kuja mbio. Mimi nikaachana nilikuwa nafanya, nikakuja hivi mbio. Nikapita hapo kwa post hapo.
Kaimuch kokonu akinen baurnatenyin Elizabeth Auma ne inendet ko kametab Brian.
Wakati niliwafuata nikiwa pale, wakati huo hapa ikuwa na msituni, ilikuwa Januari kumekauka. Hata ukiwa huko kona unaona mnyako. Wakati nilipiga kona, niliona Brian amesaa wekwa ndani ya fence. Nikakuja mbio nikitembea haraka kufika hapa, nimeona Brian anavuruka.
Tesetai kirwoget noto ole tetat kokonu baurnatenyin ofisayat nechigili kirwoget noto anan investigating officer. Kirwokyin ofisaek lo chebo KWS chemwaat kele tinyegei icheget ak betetab Brian Odhiambo. Kong'etegei county nebo Nakuru, logoiwekab emet chebo Berur FM, ane ko Joseph Kipsang.
Berur News.
Kibendi kebeberta nebo uwanjoshek ole kibendi kegushini ak logoiwekab urerioshek chekochobwech sirindenyon nebo logoiwek en county nebo Bomet, Gilbert Kimutai.
Berur Sports. Kiwanjosiekab Berur. Naam, kigurenon Gilbert Kimutai. Berur Sports. Tomo kosir kabelisiet Posta Rangers en urerioshek ang'wan chebo Kenya Premier League kotesetai kororokto en tononet nebo ligi noton. Kobir Posta Rangers golishek oeng timit nebo Sofapaka en Dandora Stadium koskolenutab amut akotesyi koimutik coach nebo timit noton Sami Omolo. Oibor kimnotet neo Sofapaka en urerionoton akoboisien walutik chekoyai Sami Omolo en squad kokochi kerkong'et. Ndaiget nebo 24 ak 67 kokonyor goal Sofapaka kobun urerinik Daniel Ng'ang'a ak Joseph Kuloba kokochi coach Ezekiel Agwana amune nebo kobaibai. Kabelishonoton kokokanapta Sofapaka koib boroindo nebo 7 en tononet nebo Kenya Premier League ak pointishek 11. Indoe Gor Mahia en tononet nebo Kenya Premier League ak pointishek 16, tai nebo Kakamega Homeboys. APS koletu ak pointishek 5 en urerioshek 7. Berur Sports. Yekiteseta ak logoiwek chebo urerioshek kotokyingei raini Tokyo en Japan tim nebo boror nebo urerenik chetinye koimutik chebo kaset en kabeletabgei nebo Deaflympic nekiyoe kong'eten tarikit 15 nebo arawani en emonoton bo Japan. Kamwa Duncan Kuria neindochin urerenik choton kole indoito urerenik 180 en chopchinetabgei nebo urerioshek chotok. Koibor kamang'unet neo Kuria en mwaet kole igeni kosir walutik chekororon urerenik chotok. Imuti Kenya rwoik, timit nebo basketball, urerenik chebo biretab beek, golf ak handball koba Japan en urerioshek chebo Deaflympic chebo kenyini. Kikasir Kenya mindilok 24 en urerioshek chebo Deaflympic chekikiyai en Brazil kobaten tinye Kuria maget nebo kokanap koitet nebo mindilok choton. Lekomwochi sirikab logoiwek en Ulinzi Sports Complex kole akoi kowek emoni rwoik choton ak mindilok chechang.
All the arrangements have been done. We visited right from the airport to going to what they are calling Left Square, where they'll be doing accreditation. Then they have transport hubs where the teams will be assembling to be taken to various competition and practice venues, and also accommodation for the teams. Arrangements are complete.
En logoiwek alak ko kakokwai Gor Mahia neki Minister Eliud Owalo koik patron nelel sikoker boroindo nekonomu neki Prime Minister Raila Odinga en timinoton. Ibarastaniton Gor arawet agenge yetab kobet sobet Raila Odinga.
Berur Sports.
Chotok ko logoiwek chekakimuch keibunen inguni. Kituitosi en logoiwek chemiten tai. Kikurenon Gilbert Kimutai.
Oh yes! Ureriosiek. Berur Sports.
Taikoshek ko 19 chekosire sait agenge nebo koron kokachon ko logoiwekab emet koboto chebo urerioshek chekakibune saishek chum kong'eten ketisheng'ung Berur FM nebo Rosteum kong'eten kanaset neo nebo Nairobi. Nekasomanwok logoiwechu kwane Elizabeth olamakwok betut nemie nebo kaberuretab Jehova.
John koba logoiwekab emet kong'eten Berur FM. Rutoito, sabarit, kogotiet, itinetab mashabik chebo Nandi County. Agetech Nandi ak chepchebindab koristo 99.8 kokakoit anyun kasarta nebo kegerge kibni agostoik mashabik chebo Nandi County. Uhuru nebo Berur FM asige na mwag nebo mashabik Tomyet kibagenge ak rutoitab Nandi. Kokimwa 1-2-1-2 with Fiesta and Roots. Rule number 1 Tetakie bwanani. Rule number 2 Kibwane nani. Rule number 3 Kotkei tunani. Kas aginam kalenda. Torik tamanak sabugak torik tamanak angwan arawani wa tamanak agenge kerote sabarit kebwan ga age tuye gini. Kas aginam kalenda. Torik tamanak sabugi keta unere rocho nenyon soko. Ndala Center, Kabiemit Center Kwanza, Selia, Chepterwai, Kurgun, Kaiboy, Kabiet, Chemuswa, Mosuriot, Chepterit, Agimunet Kapsabet. Kas aginam kalenda. Torik tamanak angwan nibe tutabai nebaruto Age Town Mararet Kapsabet Town, Age Toki Wasaet Namgoi Junction, Kaptumo Junction, Mugundoi, Kipkenyo, Kaptumo, Aldai, Musombor, Barsendo, Samoe, Nandi Hills, Chepkunyug, Himaki, Olesos, Kapnyerai, Kilibwani, Age Guru Never Climax, Climax,
Atlege maswali isitosiko mabuti mana nilakwe nokindaleta batatu uruna sita tunazini
Yon asiotuye tobat aba horosto ketete cheba Berur FM age wasege ing boyboyet kawaida amun Berur FM koba Berur tapka ketesieta pasari ne tule ne wategisto. Moiber Connection Limited ko agro dealer ne Boror ne mi kibagenge ak Farmyard International. Kimi Nairobi ak Eldoret Corner House opposite Nandi Park asigo negitin agobotig kitinye gerichek chebo barak chetoreti mkulima go plant booster regular foliar go toreti bitet ak rutunet nemie nebo minutik Taylor wetabo powder ne toreti ago girindo fungicide koboto early blight en nyanyek piasinik ak mauek miten yu referee ne iboisien en nyanyek mauek ak pandek chemesishek traffic ko toreti mwek en miwek ketikab logoek chaik ak kahawek mende clean ko tore solowek parmuriat komagerege ak murek panyakwisha eng tebut age tugul ibir simet eng number 0759-232626 0799-361100 anan ko 0722-396769. Farmyard International Investment Limited, powered by research. Yemune Nelly. Kinagerin ele tune ko kimagoni magatengung. Kwani itinye siku hizi chakikuren skincare routine akinye ile kararan nebo kwong'et.
Chicha, magatenyun ak nebo familia nenyun tugul kong'eten boyot akoi lagok ko kikowalak ako kararan uninyun. Chulat ako tangus. Kararan kabilet age. Kong'eten anam aboisien mwaita nebo Sawa Petroleum Jelly kobun Pwani Oil ko kiwalak family nenyun ako abaibai nemamuchi aror.
Kele akot bandeng'ung koboisien mwaitab Sawa Petroleum Jelly kobun Pwani Oil?
Sawa komuch koilegei chitugul akonyor makatet ne kararan ne chulat ako ne tangus nemokyingei chitugul. Mwaitab Sawa ko kararan mising amun mamine ngoroik.
Kalengen chepyosenyun akot iman akobo Sawa, lazima kotoi family nenyu koilegei mwaitab Sawa Petroleum Jelly kobun Pwani Oil.
Mwaitab Sawa Petroleum Jelly kobun Pwani Oil ko mwaita neimokyinigei ak familia nengung eng kotugul. Inyoru eng beit nenyumnyum eng duket nenekitinin ako chulokis ako tangusit makatengung. Oljin familia nengung Sawa Petroleum Jelly kobun Pwani Oil inguni ak iwal sobenywan.
Chi age tugul komuritu lakwa anan ko chi neo nemi office nemi mbar neiyogishe ako champions alak tugul chekere eng television.
Ako yuni chon tugul sabunitab ushindi kobun Pwani Oil. Marareng'eta nekochut ng'atatek, labatindet nekoyobu mazoezi, chi nekabunu mbar koboto ngoroikwak. Iuni akotilil tugul sabunitab ushindi kobun Pwani Oil akot ndamur netyan.
Iman, mamache roriot ak simdo sabunitab ushindi. Muta akot cheibwotini kole mamutokse akowek rangiat nemakat.
Kikuren ushindi amun sindo ni murindo age tugul. Ibelishe eng ole mi murindo. Ushindi for unbeatable stain removal.
Barabarosiek en Taaitab Berur. Taaitab Berur traffic updates.
Bebertan ko barabarosiek ing kornito betutab rani sarta nekebata koitosiek 25 eng sait agenge noton nebo kasit. Abo eng barabarosiek chekusini kongo chebo Oliep Nairobi oret noton nebo Eastern Bypass agere komiten traffic. Ako traffic nengete nengete around mpaka GSU manyigis ine missing kongete yobo JCC kanisa nebo JCC ole kanyigisit kidogo ako around yobo roundabout noton nebo Garrison. Ngijutore noton nebo Airport North Road komite traffic nenyigis kongete depot noton nebo Kemsa aginyo all the way go noton nebo Kanyiru sore noton nebo Mombasa Road agere mamite ngala missing en koron nito betutab rani kit neu Lang'ata Road Southern Bypass agoi ore noton nebo Ngong Road. Ole mito komite traffic kidogo ore noton nebo Waiyaki Way no negititu Quickmart negititu Quickmart mita ajali nekabit eng yotok yobo Waruku akagere ko noton nekakon traffic so traffic neka stretch akoi karibu ano ako ilet kapsa nebo Communications Authority so ko traffic nekanyigisit eng yo lakini bakesiri yotok agere mamite ngala so ajali noton nekakon stress eng yo kidogo biik chomite oret noton nebo Thika Super Highway kong'etege Garden City all the way agoi Pangani kolo agere komite traffic kit neu agere kora oret noton nebo Kiambu Road komite traffic kong'etege Gate 3 nebo Karura Forest aginyo kou noton nebo Kanyiru oret noton nebo Thika Super Highway. Biik chomite Outer Ring sio mbaya sana kong'etege Mutindo agoi Abadoni kolo agere komite traffic igesune oret noton nebo Jogoo Road mite traffic ako traffic neng'ete Hamza agiwe agoi junction nebo Likoni Road eng unoton kebeta nebo barabarosiek chebo Oliep Nairobi.
Barabarosiek en Taaitab Berur. Taaitab Berur traffic updates.
Age meje ketaje lenke beberta nebo aeng nebo tetutiet noton nebo Taaitab Berur eng kornito betutab rani kekuren Arap Limo
kuren Jeff Kirui
ako kos kasarta nekibendi asikobit keker kolewenet kikesu kolewenet kechut ngalalenyo eng kornito betutab ra lakini angot ine eng kasarta nekibendi kolewenet kokikoite kolewenet eng betutab amut kokikoite kolewenet mongen ngot kokopwa research kostoindet
homework
ako komako ine kolewenet nekoui at least koterter nitok at least koterter nitok so eng kolewenoni kokale mesas kopchi komeru mwae kipsigis kouno
ako sait nguni kokisaisan ngot komi biik chekokoyai homework anan koba biik ako koweniti eng gaa oli
ko ine eng Nandi kelen mesas kap kasan Komeru. Kongo limba ine kasi skelen mesas kapchi Komeru. So maana nebo kolewenoni ek nwokindo kityongo na mwagere kora kakoit ine toon yo en kornito betutab ra. So ameche ketoni simet nebo Paul Karani ngolobo Kiplemeywo.
Kole bago.
Oi.
Kemwa komie. Ako kikimwa kong'eten
Ehe.
Ole kewe meza skafki Komeru. Porgeru akotachini akiyamonje amesoi. Komakiza.
Ehe.
Meza skine terter. Meza mogore. Tamji tugul.
Tamji tugul.
Kerja bi tugul.
Thank you.
Paul Karani kutore kwa Kiplemeywo.
Kongo missing Paul Karani ngolobo Kiplemeywo. Arap kituring nande.
Arap Limo.
Mwa sa.
Alevene da ne gonete gole magasa meka fakki amairu.
Ehe.
Ko inete Arap Limo gole tindaji ngol jone to semua aku tamilin ci foto wara ko ndal jone to semua. Ko alevene ko nete gole masih mwangal. Thank you.
Kongo missing. In fact, angutine kitorchini otokyo amut ine kasarta ne loboti. Okole wenit mesas kapchi Ameru. Oleje nebo yongo bigere sinyenji negitet kot nebo ine nebo suswe. Usileje ke achaginye. Kogono ne jiji. Obwatwa korik chebo ine bororiet ine akeje kitetege ngolini ngole psangi nyoru ko kot kitu lakini ndewe ko bwana ko kot ndo kapet bwana. Kondo jito screen ne onyu. So mesas kapchi Komeru.
Ako ngole kotab suswe ko mabolji ropta.
Mabolji ropta. Tindo peace nenyi. So engat katugul ko ngetine mejajan chito meger chito sibigero kila motoretoni anan ile toretoni mungu komite chito nendo borto ne kangaran kole lakini ilen bas nitoni ndelen istukan ile ngakamu kotoret after all ko ek labda ne komining ne kegere ila niko motoretoni ko ek noto ne kotoret. So mesas kapchi Komeru nebo betutab mutai kwanye nitoni. Ako kale maburyono munyas cheragan.
Panande no.
Bagapsegis.
Aja bagapsegis no.
Egnandi kelen in kilen masile munyas cheragan. Kongepsegis kelen maburyono munyas cheragan. Atari nitoni. Ngep kwa jito research ko ngetine so mutai nyigena igele muoine. Lakini munyas ko ine korongit. Kasi itindo ya strong desire for something. Ele tindo jito rongit. Ko jeragan ko teta ne kilene manshieted. Matindo bindo kumnye. Lakini angon mutange kutuku kotare rongit ni kobo bindo. Akikoite likeji. Alewene to betutab mutai no. Kotepsi ketuye ak mutai ngotep kebe break kidogo yetake weke nyiketo ngalalen nyo ak ton nyo inende team Kipchumba. Ako kakoit so ngotep kikatke yetake weke nyiketo ngalalen nyo en kasarta nenwach nemite tai. Ekuren Arap Limo.
Kikuren Jeff Kelly.
Ako of course nito ko Taaitab Berur.
Logoiwek chemiachen en kostoindetab Berur FM en silingishek mut kityok. Inyorchinigei story agetugul ne premium en The Standard. Stories che powerful, exclusive, che ititoyotin, che sire logoiwekab kawaida. Stories che inoisin, che gonin koguyet ak che tesin. Agoi kit ne kararan kosir inyoru story ne imokchinigei kwenye. One tap ak inyorchigei story. Noton amune sigo bobea na 5 bob. Subscribe en www.standardmedia.co.ke. The Standard Insider, Jide, Bold, Factual, Bobea na 5 bob and killer story.
Itinye kabarastait neimache kiborosteun akokas bororieti ngo nebo kayumanik tuyoshek barasa mung'aret kabarastaitab mutyo anan ko kabarastait agetugul kiborostoun eng Berur FM eng oliet nemiten ng'ony mising nebo siling 10 kityok eng oliot agetugul. Pirchin simet anan isirchi message eng SMS anan ko WhatsApp Elisha Bet eng number 0116 000 381 0116 000 381 betut age tugul. Berur FM, kaberuretab kaa.
Man kabisa kaberuretab kaa, of course Berur FM ngornetab betutab ra koitoshek tiptem ak sabche kong'et asikobit koitita sait oeng kasarta neinegen nemechobwotun akobo road show nekibwone kong'etege Thursday. So Thursday, Friday ak Saturday gemiten Nandi, biik chebo Nandi 98.2 kotule nebo tekisto kebwone kimeche kora nyikikatkei. Cham kelen yoto komining lakwa komite kasarta natam komonyiki kotim mokiyonjin toek. So nguno kokoet lakwano kokoyam nyikikat. Koronito kibwone ngen cham koin ngebwa nyikika lakwa around 3 months komakimong'u nyikikoti kityongon kamet. Manyikekere lakwet unless ko chito kabisa ne very close ak the family. So kokoyam kimong nito. So 98.2 kibwone tarikit 13 kebwone nyiketaune side nimbo ndalat nin ketar mosop tugul tarikit 14 kebwa kora side nito Dave Nandils ni keker kebeberata tugul nyiketaune Kapsabet town ak route nekoi kabisa nemite yo neongen ole indeun chitop socials olimbo social media labda ing'okindo Kapsabet Namgoi junction Kaptumo junction Mugundo Kipkenyo Kaptumo Alda Mosombo Barsendo Samo Nandi Hills kebe Chepkunyu ketokchigei Magi kebe ole sos kamnyaberai kiliboni nyiketare yobo Chepterit ak of course noton ako betut nebo oeng betut netai ketaune soko Ndalat center kabiemit center kwanza Celia kebe Chepterwoi Kurgung Koiboi kabiyet Chemuswo kebe Mosoriot nyiketare Chepterit ak ina Kapsabet. Lakini betut nebo somok ko special amu makisungukoni nekotokisungukoni kebendi korob wer kikure Elias Kurgat, he's a cancer survivor. Werto nekindo miondo nebo cancer kot koit keng'et ine ketil keldo. So kimeche kikat ako of course kikat ke kawaida. So nikyoe yobo ine koilot noto ko betut nebo Saturday kong'etege saa 3 nebo asubuhi yotokyo. Lakini of course kii nebo komonut ko partnership kora. Amu kimeche tindoi a caravan kabisa nekanyi lorit nako tayari ko ine lori no tindo komi nabas kora. So kimite kibagenge standard group noto ko siginde nebo ine Berur FM. Of course kimite kora Pwani Oil, Starbex Gas International, kimite Kaiboi Technical, kimite ak Boresha Sacco, Moiben Connections Limited. Lakini ngotimizi jo ine listi noto no komite namba nebo simu yeto ng'ololdosi ya Claire B 0790 664340 0790 664340 kosikobit yewagenge chekimite kibagenge eng road show inoto notouge tungoin Thursday agebe kabisa kimong'ung Nandi jioni nebo Saturday. Lakini ngeger kele kalya keruitosi kemong'u Jumapili bas to kokakikatkei koyam aketarenge mosto. Lakini of course eng kasarata kora komite ine app nebo Zenka eng chito ne labda imokchinigei kitu kidogo idownloadeni app nebo Zenka eng ine App Store anan ko Google Play Store. Inde yo details chekuket tugul ngot kotomo iregistani yet of course iger limits neng'ung nebo M-Pesa isomchigei kitu kidogo, lakini hakikisha ile kewekte loan mapema kotomo konamin deadline. Ngimecha siye safe iwektoi kidogo ngot kokoni 61 days iwe imuji goji get target akile the first 10 days oliboni ku 300 shillings ngot ko labda kokesom 2000 3000 kongip kokesuke 61 days ko kaitar ko labda ngot itindoi balance nebo 300 ko iku rahisi mamite kit neu kuyo kisomin kiyojin loan nebo 3000 akilejin iwekte tugul at once. Lejito mieno bisisi ko bijo tos koitu aman ngitukotebi koron. So ngimiji ku safe iwektoi pole iwektoi loan neng'unget pole kongip koite kasarta nebo deadline ko kaitar. Lakini advantage nebo Zenka komuch kotesun another 7 days 14 anan ko 30 days eng parak nebo deadline neng'ung bora kityongoni ya plan akilejo iye monyoru rabinik kotesun another up to 30 days asikobit iwekte loan. So tindo terms che very flexible. Ako of course engat katukul kondo chamchinet nebo koyai boisiet eng emoni chamchinet kubun Central Bank of Kenya. Mekan ko ngalen cha alake chobirchin choronok anan kochob WhatsApp group machobe ine Zenka machobe anan mabirchin kora bogira koleji keker bondo ne kokotemene kuribun lagok some loan amewektoi mete weri Zenka aya kokitutyo tokyo kebebera ameche kebe asikobit ketou ng'alalen nyo eng kornetab betutab ra kebta koitoshek anan kong'et koitoshek 23 asikobit koitita sait oeng ako Jeff Chang tugun che kokotestai akongen ole ine team ko ine ko advocate ako agenge eng tuguk chekimeche sikekas kele mwoe inendet kokutingei ine ng'alalet kora nekobo Cherargei ako kase Cherargei kakotwek akole biik chemite Tanzania koleji president nebo Tanzania ak nebo Uganda olaga bolo finyeni alafu mulete tuamalizie
Very good.
So ko agenge kora eng tuguk chenyikekere ine notono amu rani ko youth bunge kasarta ne kikose the voice nebo barnotik eng tuguk chetesetai eng emet.
Kile kai saitab barnotik. Ako kale Tim Kimchumba kakoi sait.
Kakoi sait. So notono ko agenge eng tuguk kora chekikere of course inendet kobunu Elgeyo Marakwet takekusini kong tuguk chetesetai eng olimbo Elgeyo Marakwet. Aha, ak tuguk alak chetesetai eng emoni ngalek chebo siasa. Agere kebeberta nebo opposition agenge eng tuguk che key next week ko agenge eng ine guest cheititoi igorta nebo ODM at 20. Ko the president of the Republic of Kenya ako magingen kwendi en capacity nebo ine nebo ngo lakini of course agenge engine input chekibendi kekose ko notono kobun inendet team. So karibu sana Berur FM team.
Kongoi.
Amune olimba Elgeyo Marakwet.
Kichamage Elgeyo magoya wikishek aeng chekosirto kokibot biik chekisirto 37 akot keyenge biik alak chetobo kenyor ako mi chemi hospitali koboto ng'alekab landslide chekibitu eng Elgeyo. Lakini komwoe kongoi amu chorwandit nekikinyoru mising kobitu serikali nenyo ak biikab Kalenjin kwa jumla. Serikali nebo Uasin Gishu, serikali nebo Baringo, serikali nebo Pokot, majirani chocho tugul they came through for the people of Elgeyo. So on behalf of the people of Elgeyo mwoe kongoi the swift response nekikinyoru kobot serikali ni it would have been worse ingekuwa mbaya amu kemo that Sunday nekibit landslide just a few hours komait saa sita kokakiyok serikali the first tranche of helicopters to begin rescuing people. We rescued a number of people. Kikawe Monday, that day rescued 3 people, and it wouldn't have been possible without the air rescue because the roads kimo mugakse keboishe karinak. So even food, ngalekab chakula, medics, psychosocial support ko kikoboishe helicopters. So there were days kikiyoe helicopter trips choko kosir 15. Ukifananisha 2020 nekinyoru a similar incident, there was not even a single helicopter. In fact, ki helicopter agenge kityo nekibo president ko deputy president at the time kimacham Mathieu Boyok. So kumwoe kongoi tikesome toretengwong. I think this week etinye major fundraiser to support resettlement of the families. And then in the long run kesom agekur serikali ketoret kekeyai resettlement for the people, particularly the people that are at risk chemi escarpment.
Kemwa ngotok ile in the long run amongen ole kitorto ano koimutieni amu kemwa ile 2020 ko kimita similar incident ne ako that was not the last one.
2020 ko kikibot about 28 people chechang ko lagokab sukul. So niko kakosir onikosir konom. So koiman kingen what the real cause of the problem is. As insecurity ravaged the Kerio Valley, the fertile land of the Kerio Valley is at the valley. So because people then were pushed upwards to the escarpment, naturally with population and the search for livelihood, our people are just looking for a place to live. So you combine that with the fact that we've continued to preserve the forest, because the forest to go island. So now on one hand, Kerib, Kerti on the island side, so there will be rivers, there will be all that. But then at the bottom, insecurity mi barak. So the last 3-4 months, just to give credit to this government, we've had peace. We've had then that we can relocate our people either out of to the Kerio side, which is now very fertile land, or potentially, if possible, to a place outside the escarpment, either on the forest, where the people of Nandi, this is a very controversial topic, like in the people of Nandi South, keep what called part of resettlement plan, go to 1 acre for 1 acre. So the forest land can be turned into a resettlement zone, but then a similar acre of forest on the escarpment is then built. It's either that or we look for land outside Elgeyo, but of course it's a very difficult conversation because then you have to budget it. But then either case it will go back to a resettlement so that in the long run we can actually fix these once and for all. And it's the right time. If we don't do it now, but 2032
Ako otunge ngalo angalo ngunu ngemoy bigot kelenjin relocate ngap testar opta kegere en emet ako akoi mutai biik chemenye yoton ko makinai imuch kobit kemo kora wany tos kiroib kokwoutiet kou kandoikab Elgeyo Marakwet ong'ololchi bichu ong'ololchi olenji kere nguni komakaran emet ndonoktoi ko bitu nafasi noto sikekirinda ng'alechu mabit ako bichuto ko iyoni komanda en yoton ile ko bitunen nyasutiet
iyoni kokemwochi biikab Elgeyo kele ngimi ole ibwoti ole there is a risk of landslide amu kingen more or less kingen in fact it's not new at all mogine nekimwoe kele 1900 ko kimi chimbindet nekekure William Spencer no kiyai nekekure William Spencer line so the line on the escarpment ko kile chimbindet amome yo amu it is you risk life in fact most of our legislation komwoe kole degrees 25 no one should really cultivate there but you know kitinye komoswokik chechang Elgeyo Marakwet County chosire 50 degrees 70 degrees steep escarpment it's just that of course we've been forced by livelihoods and insecurity to then start so like any new opportunity get you know KI cash crops on the escarpment, KI coffee on the escarpment. When we were growing up, we used to have coffee, okay? And that's a really beautiful thing because then it means that land might not really go to waste after all. If you relocate people to a safer place for them to live in, komos woke chele lomut komos chele lomut komo getech kawa ketot macadamia ketot cash crops just to make sure that the soil is stable. So if we now combine that with infrastructure access because of the way the roads are, the escarpment is done, you know, there's a lot of engineering that ideally needs to be done. You know, stone stabilization, gabions, drainage systems. Gomomi, if those are not there, then no matter how much people move out, the land is always predisposed just to have landslides anyway. Particularly when there are roads, particularly when vegetation is not there. So I think there can be multiple interventions just to make sure that the land is still useful because it's a really beautiful destination, that it can still be useful for the people, but there are also human lives and property safe. And I think there is really no shortcut. We have to relocate people out of the escarpment, take them either on the islands and on the lowlands, and then do a lot of work on the escarpment, which really follows on that William Spencer line, where he said, and we've seen presidents, Nandi South did a similar scheme. Nandi South, a similar scheme where they relocated people from the escarpment, where there were a lot of landslides those early days, and then they moved them up to the islands. And then what they just did is they turned the entire escarpment, in that case going forest, It's either that or we really move people out of Elgeyo. But that requires a lot more comprehensive financial exposure, which can be difficult in this current environment. Namomi fiscal space in the budget of the country.
Agot kerorchi biik kora kole you know that is the ancestral land. So ingelenji biik imete biik ngele mami biik kyok chekikomunye en yoton. Ko ngele bichut manden obe olda age kubwote kole ngoni biik kyok chekikimete in.
Eman angen ole kikisikchin chito ko ngileji chito konakta ko ui. Kikonaita chito yutok yu kong'eteke en komining. Lakini angot en kasarta neking'olole Elgeyo Marakwet kwan one of the regions che kikakoaffectan kabisa petetab kalyet. Cham kekere komite banditry ak ne. So far kekere ko maya. But how are you receiving that? Those kinyiginde ngogere ko kinyiginde long term security measures che saizi kekere ko bearing fruits ako kini tos ke experience and for a long time anan mite kit kora nenyolu keyai asikobit keker kele ni ko kit nekakirabastaman akeutie kabisa netun kemwoe kele kichungon kyole kinye kokicham komite betetab kalyet but betusiechu ko kararan koret.
That's a very good question. You cannot begin anganole neto when you're calming, when you're really trying to create peace. The most important thing sometimes is the short-term measure, because you really need to bring peace to start with. Kokage Nyoro, the CS Murkomen has done a very good job at that, and he's not new to this. Najua Usuria Senator Murkomen, alikuwa senator. He suffered through the entire, for 15 years, the same people. He would crying and go crying to those people to say, we need to do something. Now, for the first time, he has a chance to really do something, and he's done a really good job already. I think getting an opportunity, but I know, to make this, to send this insecurity and banditry to the musham in the country, particularly by really making the region developed. So mi barabara nebo Bireto all the way to Chesongo. If that road is tarmacked, there are already plans underway to do that. If you irrigate the land, because the place is, Rotuba Nyami Karyabale, Kugure Kanan, we call it Kanan in that sense, in the sense that we have Karyabale, it's a beautiful land, Ketinye, Kiole, Kamani, Maembe, all the fruits that you can think of, honey and goats, even beef, it's warmer. Because it's warmer, animals can do really well. You combine that with good feeding regime, you can really do a good job. Really feeding the nation from the valley. So, and I think there are plans already. There are plans to, if it's things like, small things like airstrips, if it's a police station, if it's the road infrastructure. There's a project now underway for water infrastructure. I'm hoping that we can eventually get Aurora and Kimorer to reach financial close, and maybe Mbobut Dam eventually. So there are plans already by the government, but there could be more that can be done to make sure that the entire Kerio Valley, not just the Welgeyo Marakwet, Bokot, Tiati, Samburu, all the way, is really development. And the cry of the nation today, and the cry of the young people for this region, not just the region, the whole country really is a cry for opportunity. So that if you can really make sure that someone like Jeff and you and everyone and all of us are gainfully employed, you'll be so surprised. There will definitely be peace. So this has been very good. The last 3, 4, 5 months has been very good. I think if these plans continue, and I trust that this government led by CS is committed to it, I think we will really turn the corner on insecurity. And if we don't do it now, we will never be able to do it. Gomakiai, right now, when we have all the goodwill, when we have people that understand, they are already beginning to work on, apart from gun surrender, getting the young people that used to own guns, changing their mindsets, getting them placed in opportunities. The number of guns that we've seen surrendered this time is higher. There is, of course, a small fear that what would happen if we didn't have if the regime changes, for instance. Because remember, there's always that fear in the people of in our minds. But you will require if we don't begin that process of being peaceful, we will, because a gun for gun, we've already been through that mile for the last 30, 40 years. It's been tough. There is a fear that, okay, when Honorable Limo was a minister, there was peace. When CS Kipchumba Murkomen is now minister, there is peace. What will happen when Government? So, but I think this government is already addressing that. They know that fear is legitimate. Murkomen knows that fear is legitimate. And so the only thing really is just to make sure that the rest of the place is completely opened up. People are going back to school. There is water, there is infrastructure. People are living by the carrier. Because also the rest of the county and the rest of the country is not that. Once you open the land and people are going to school and going by their life, it's not worth it for people really to become bandits.
Bandits. Ago keti nango tago ba ine regime change. Kele mutai komite go yuishet kele ara mutaga manda ine Murkomen. Ko ge gerga lieta izu komite Murkomen. Mutaga manda ko tos contestane. Lokini kitundoi conduit chegile weni chega tingnu. What role do they play? Komite gendoi gele MP ne bayo mitene bayo ago chongyo ne engine go gergule go gip kaliet. Ago at some point Jeff ko mite ka sarta kora ne girir to e conduit chebo ke beberwe jutok chugele they are the ones fueling por use jutok chu ak banditry ni toni. Ko monge nole role ne nywane tengu no ko hakikisha ngulango mutago ka kapita regime change ko yo ine je gatamu chugile weni ko je gatigile weni age meje big che mutangele weni ko hakikisha ngulango ko Murkomen go gimo tuwe jitage ko kitigiti ndoi galiani
eman lakini ingan eman I hear you, but when people say we need to do something when the regime is there long term, what they really mean is that Gomomi goodwill in the long run. Even the plans, even the younger leaders that are there, whether it's a senator or people without executive power, even the legislators that are there might not really truly effect change. Because one thing is advocacy, which is what the members of parliament might do, or representation, or and on. But the other thing is having the instruments of power and budget and to move things from one point to another, which that are already very clear. You know that with a few billion shillings, the entire belt can be peaceful because people are already doing productive. And because there is production, there is generally the chance that you will get more security on a per capita basis on the region. But if the place is abandoned like it was, people moved out, then government is not even predisposed to give any security or any services or any security or any services. So I think, but the real opportunity, and I'm really optimistic, is that already the CS in his own capacity, but also this government led by William Ruto are saying we need to end this permanently. So creating an administrative unit, a sub-county, Kerio Valley sub-county, potentially even Taaitab becoming, maybe even down the line, a full mini government on its own, creating infrastructure now, the roads, completing the roads, irrigation. We are fortunate that the place has water nearby and it's very fertile. So if you irrigate the land, it's very good for. As you get productivity now, more people are engaged, because the same young people that would ordinarily be tempted to engage would not now be engaged because people are actually really churning production. But I think the first step was just to bring at least peace. And then subsequent thing now is what is happening now around more long-term measures to make sure that you can create livelihoods and support people to create livelihoods, which is why just at the time then we have this landslide. Sometimes we hope that this is really the window. to allow us now to go back to the career where there is now peace, and then start to really promote.
Ako kay mo ile toldol along the valley nebo Kerio Valley ko toldol. Ako mi biik chekikomong akole chorsoni bo kiagik ko bitetab bichu. Kasinywan neyoe niton kotiengei ele kiyetundo bichuton. Kole kilyon mi advocacy neyoe serikali nguni ne long term sibit konai bichu kole imuch konyorchinengei kelchin ng'alekab kabatisiet kosir yun kichore kiagik sinyokyalda kiagik. Simutai karon konyor nafasi bichuton kong'abale ng'alechumbo chorsetab kiagik akobwa konyokoyoe ng'alekab kolset ko kolsetab kele maembe yoe komie maembe en yu fruits chemi yoton akonyorchinengei kelchin yoton. Tos nyolu koib kokwoutiet serikali ot nguni kot kelele yoe kasit rurutu minutik kou maembe choton ketech more like a factory and a value addition factory en yoton singokolso bichu koib tuguchuton koba factories ichu akonyorchigei kelchin ko ngabalen ng'alekab chorsetab kiagik.
So we've done a lot of sensitization now, both led by government, but also really the community. Even the community is tired of lack of peace. So religious institutions, hopefully non-governmental organizations, to really first to get people surrender and then subsequently now we are repatriating them. In fact, there is an open offer by the CS that if you surrender your arm, you will work to try to get you an opportunity in In fact, I always thought that those people should be the first people to be placed for any opportunities. Whether it's in the affordable housing or any other sector, so that you can begin that process of reform. Because but the good thing, it's a minority. It's a small number. You'll be so surprised. It's a very small number. It's just a few hundreds of people. So it can actually be on both sides of the border. But I think the real opportunity is to turn the valley into a valley of bounty, of harvest, and export for the region. I genuinely believe the dollars that can be generated from the entire Kerio Valley belt, from tourism, agricultural produce, can really become a net, one of the leading earners for income for those counties as well as the people. That's a real opportunity, but it will require a little bit of funding, will require infrastructure, irrigation schemes ifanywe. If you go to Berkera irrigation scheme or any of the irrigation schemes in the country, oh man, people are earning a living, decent living. Last year, one irrigation scheme paid, or rather the farmers around the irrigation scheme received 1 billion shillings. And it's just a few farmers. Why? Because they are growing seeds for, let's say, Kenya Seed Company or an American company. You grow seeds. So the return per bag is much higher than growing maize normally.
For consumption?
So you grow seeds that then would be used to propagate more seeds. So on a per bag basis, I think walikuwa napata something like nyoru karibu 6,000-7,000 per bag or 9,000 per bag. So if you have 5 acres or 10 acres and you grow 30 acres, but people are earning a decent living. So there's a chance that we can with now water, come with irrigation scheme, and then with irrigation scheme, then young people that can work. If they can't work, if you cannot work in the farm, you can do more things. But why wouldn't you want to work in the farm if you can make 1 or 2 million shillings from your acre? So I think that the other thing is just to create incentives for people to do the right thing. But for that, you first need to bring peace, subsequently bring development, and then now start signing partnership. I mean, that region, EABL today, their barley or their sorghum can come from Kerio Valley. Right now, we still grow it a little bit, but not a lot, because there's been insecurity. But there's no reason why we cannot be the leading supplier for barley or for sorghum that would then be absorbed by EABL.
Wow. Ako agere kakoit ine sait oeng kakoyam asikobit kitwolji topic age. Kemwa ile these people ko a group ne mining. Akoti kasarta ikolejin mite kasarta ne kyomite Baragoi. Ako kiastukan ngele hoi komongu bundukishek chemengen le kobun wano. Mangu akoi kijana eng chekobendoti chekelen chu biik kityo ngondes tukoni kakowalak chito akoi yait chito ne tugul yangini ako chichi kakimite tuwai lakini abwoti ale chang kora tukun chenyolu keyai kot kewal mindset nebo bichoto kot komutai kongen kole amu kinginyoru chechang kolen we are protecting ourselves ko ngo while protecting themselves ko koseni more harm amu labda kole konyo kochorenech bichun tuga in the process of protecting ourselves kimeche kiweku tuchune COVID porioni.
Ako magoi kewal Elgeyo Marakwet inege.
Magoi kewal.
So kewal noton koyoche kewal the entire region. Itiny mpaka Baringo, itiny Samburu. So kowalak yoton. Mutai ngomi chito kongen kole karawekte karikab luget chekotinye. Ko magoi komong the neighbors konyokotakena. Kongen chito kole motinye bundukit ako kakebwa kele kakiba kengalal kengololi on the same level. Momi chito netinye karikab luget ako metinye. Ako mutai bichuto komache kolian, mache korib tugukwak. Chitugul komache korib malikyik. So kot komakikochi an opportunity akot bichuto kobit kasit nekeyoe ak kikochi kora opportunity in noton the security sector kobit kofilen chitugul kole am secure where I am. Ako safe. Komagoi kometa bichu tuguchuto.
Magoi. Amongen ngot ko kase kora kole amon ngot ko this the exercise nebo kiweg bundukisiek chu kotesetai ngebeberwek alak anan yutok yunege amu ngot kotesetai yunege kotokolen chito amune simakidisamoni bororienin makidisamoni bichun so mutai kokikoite komagoi tos kewine vulnerable tos tesetai in the exercise in around the neighborhood.
So tesetai among the neighbors Marakwet, Pokot. I think it's now going to Samburu and Turkana. Proportion may be different because sometimes even to get to the other places with media, with churches, with information might take a little bit long. But it's going up now. Okay. So I'm confident that this government, CS Murkomen, will continue to do that. And then more importantly, really, the government to support the region to really open up for development. Because if we really open the region, Elgeyo is very beautiful. Elgeyo, one of the things that one day the Senator of Elgeyo Marakwet County to promote is destination tourism. There are places in this country where tourists pay $500 just to go in the wild. Elgeyo is already so beautiful. If we combine, let's say, tea and coffee, which will be destination coffee, because the way the sun hits the coffee in the morning, that nice sun of the morning, that when it hits your eyes, it gives you vitamin D, always eats that coffee every single morning. So you could say, while the entire escarpment people would not leave, you could promote cabins. Very beautiful views. Okay, you can promote nice cabins, and then you promote cash crops like coffee. If you combine that subculture of tourism and coffee, there is no reason why we cannot fetch $200, $300 per small cabin, which then creates a whole new opportunity. There is no reason why we cannot do, one day helicopter rides to Elgeyo Marakwet County, or rather the larger Kerio Valley region, because the place is so beautiful. It's like everywhere is like a viewpoint. Okay, which means that if you build a good destinations where you have glass overlooking the horizon, you have staycations, you have a small hammock, you have a fireplace, eating coffee, you have organic food from the region, you eat meat that is grazing, you eat eggs that are grazing. Like eggs that are grazing, for instance, the egg is not the eggs, the chicken that are grazing, their egg is good for your eye because it's on a catharoid that helps you see better, and on and on and on. So we can promote organic food, we can promote destination tourism, we can promote cash crops. We can really more broadly make sure that the region is not a net beneficiary. Right now, the whole country is always trying to send support there in terms of security. But very quickly, Elgeyo Marakwet County should be the place where all of you can find rest, you can find food, you can find organic food, you can find beautiful destinations to come, so that when your son is walking down the aisle, Pamwai, come and do a wedding in Elgeyo Marakwet County, the same way you do destination tourism around the world.
There is a place there, they do jet skiing.
Very beautiful. Umita orani ni bununi ni manguni sidni mangje kilenga barnet. So kia bun a couple of days ago anyin kabisa mito lenga pitu si telel si ger ni gidam gine te ge flospa. Kiporu gele ji gere ni gi flospa ni. So it's tindo sceneries are actually very beautiful.
There is a certain viewpoint mono le geta kinge Kebendi ninda nimbo Elgeyo Marakwet iten. To me there is a very nice viewpoint. Netam ko buana chumbe njuko tuolog tuko kalak chama kabai gole. Nono na teram ke mucham sobe
kitinya gore ne karan. Kitinya gore ne karan. So tukuk choka ke ngetine labda gemeji testi nganyo. Kagetario. So ngotep ke takana short break kenyoru logo yo. Yegewege nyegeju tuguk che tinye gangalegi ne chebo siasa agine tukchutak setai yegas kele tos ngen inyego advocate ago cherarge gora go ine go cherarge mo kosinia cherarge na hizi so jamu no lote te ndo ige kabisa ikote no ine gi jorwa ne nyunet kya host ni besyo atebe ole jamune singam sometimes ngala go lejo shati no ngo kala ne egala ni lel ole jilel wala ja gere go tuy kulejo can you prove it's white ole ja go gere go white kule that one doesn't prove so onge no tete an ge so ko tepsini ge kasi ko tinganga lejo tokcho ko majerar ga of course ke kwenya go siasa ni tinganga lejo tokcho opposition ago of course go jo miet korani gigere go meeting kwenet nebo ODM age serikali ta UDA
agomuta ko gere ron chiriot the majority leader senate aga majority leader national assembly kimani ishungwa ko like roisi no ODM
ako very comfortable katulia so
tulia saka pesa wango vile siasa kwa ubunza
so kasarta deno jine mite tai ko nyige kwenye otongo tepkebe amongaret kidogo nito ko Berur FM of course tutene testa ko noton batai to Berur kigure no Arap Limo ako of course kimita oktonyo inendet team Kipchumba
Berur FM koka ole michomye kabalie imanda Rutoito, Sabarit, Kogotiet, itinetab mashabik chebo Nandi County. Kingagetech Nandi ak chepchebindab koristo tomonwogik sogol ak sisit kenuch oeng kokakoit anyun kasarta nebo kekergei kibni Agostoig mashabik chebo Nandi County. Uhuru nebo Berur FM asige na mwag nebo mashabik chomyet kibagenge ak rutoitab Nandi koge mwa 1-2-1-2 with Fiesta and Roots number 1 teta kie bwa Nandi number 2 kibwane Nandi Okay, to Nandi. Kas aginam kalenda. Torik tamanak sabuga, torik tamanak angwana. Arawani wa tamanak agenge. Kerote sabarit kebwanga. Age tuye gini. Kas aginam kalenda. Torik tamanak sabuga. Keta unene roadshow nenyon soko. Dalat Center. Kabiemit Center Kwanza. Selia. Chepterwai. Kurgun. Kaiboy. Kabiet. Chemuswa. Mosoriot. Chepterit. Agimungen Kapsabit. Kas aginam kalenda. Torik tamanagang manime tutabaying na baruto ultimate age taunin Mararet Kapsabit Town age toki wasait Namgoi Junction Kaptumo Junction Mugundoi Kipkenyo Kaptumo Aldai Musombor Barsendo Samoe Nandi Hills Chepkunyug Himaki Olesos Kapnyerai Kilibwani age guru nebo Climax Chepteriti
Nazisaga kwa kole nangi pingote Atalege maswali isitosu mabaguti Mana nila kwendo kinjalete matalu Uru nasita tunazimu
Yon asiotuye tawach aga horosto keterte jeba Berur FM age wasege ing boyboyet kawaida amun Berur FM koba Berur tabka keteshet ab kasari ne tule ne wategisto ingeri ligi ko alak sobeta bige chang missing kiuchumi kongeten kosirge ak Boresha DT Sacco nemi akobo inye kongeten kenyitab 1976 nege bagagen lete chut Boresha DT Sacco ride nenaat missing yani Tier 1 Sacco netokyi nenyin kokowal sobetab membaek kikobun oret ne rahisi nenyorunen chepkondok inisirge ak yegu membayatab Boresha DT Sacco inyoru nafas nebo ial shares igono rabishek koboto deposit imuch isom rabishek eng oliet anan interest nemiten ngwony ko i membayat kobun loans chebo Boresha DT Sacco cheboto Boresha Kilimo, ufugaji bora, biashara loans ak alak chechang. Ibwati ile Boresha DT Sacco komagenin kiy ak familia nengung eng site age tugul. Noto namune nyolu isirge inguni asinyorchige chepkondok eng oret ne rahisi missing. Asinai chechang iitite branchishek chok chenekityin alan ibir simet ko namba 0111 043 400 anan ko 0720 200-689 anan ko email kwa info@boreshasacco.co.ke. Boresha DT Sacco, karibu memba, pamoja twastawi. Moibel Connection Limited ko agro dealer nebo boror nemi kibagenge ak Farmyard International. Kimi Nairobi ak Eldoret Corner House opposite Nandi Park asigo negitin agobotik kitinye kerichek chebo barak chetoreti mkulima kou plant booster regular foliar kotoreti bitet ak rutunet nemie nebo minutik Taylor Wetabo Powder netoreti ako kirindo fungicide koboto early blight en nyanyek, piasinik ak mauek. Miten yu referee neiboisien en nyanyek, mauek ak pandek chemesisiek. Traffic kotoreti mwek en miwek, ketikab logoek, chaik ak kahawek. Mende clean kotore solowek, parmuriat komagerege ak murek panyakwisha. Eng tebut age tugul ibir simet eng namba 0759-232626 0799-361100 anan ko 0722-396769. Farmyard International Investment Limited, powered by research.
Kaitoshek ko jotok tamanang muti ke bateng sait aeng nebo kornito betutab ra betunoto nebo kasitab aeng tarikit 11 arawet nebo 11 ngalalet nyo kotestai lakini ameche kebe of course kibwatun kidogo akobo sabuninoto nebo Ushindi. So Ushindi basop ko sabuni nebunu kampuninoto nebo Pwani Oil. Ako of course sabuni ne karan eng makatengung, sabuni ne muji boisie imwetisie iune tuguk yetya ngot keyae tuguk alak cheterterchin iunege betusiek ko tuguk mnyeno rabinik ko chebiole sabunishek somok pial age ne iwendi jikoni alage ne wendi bathroom si alage ne kimwetisi hapana yo agenge ne itilip chapchai atinge tine kwage bafit kwage olimbo jikoni. In fact mite ine chito ne mutaka ko bek ningi unege ko lobotip ko jenga age ne go mite olin o kiune tugu ko lajawe makoyaun ge bela nini galabate to ko so kiboisi agenge ne noto no gepche ko bunso mugu kwage jikoni kwage olin ako sabuni ne ba Ushindi okarana mo multi purpose much iya tukchotok chotokul ako advantage age ne bo sabuni ne ko mo ine motindo a strong perfume much amgetestin kidogo
mami harufu
ni wo mangen ngot ko kiwe ilen kinakin beng des tugon ile makichorok ta kikombojo
chamu kombet kit age
sabunit kabisa tugul ni akundo ine perfume ne koet kabisa tuguk kelechi he sabunit ne kiboisie nyalo ichurukte tuguk sejui sabarit ata lakini ngitindo Ushindi gombio ichurukte one time ako kakoboro kunoto ko mangitu harufuno ako of course karaning makatet ngongon giune lakwet ko mo affectani kora ine makatet nenyine so nyorchige sabunit nebo Ushindi of course miten ratutiet nebo 800 grams ako miten nebo 1 kg age tugul ne gemokchige iipchige noto no asakobit of course ko boybanji family nengunget tililindo kabisa ne karan kobun sabuni noto nebo Ushindi ako miten mwaita nebo Sawa Petroleum Jelly bunu kora kampunit nebo Pwani Oil
Borgetari
iunige ilge
madamale sabuni
tamale jini boisiek yagetil sabunit kipande kidogo inde kartasi na jam kuiboti i testa kora mwaita no mining jibirti yot pasa ke boruso ite jam ko chama ne pink anan ko ne red iro nondo kiyoit ing komasis ko kute sumek komasta ni age ni ako kiko irieut na kiname kole
si inyite ut komie age mutai koma kasarta nebo ikorwek mi tumwek tesetai en yono ko nguno kikirus masolona sana ko kitam kelenjo pas onam sabunit orwainet olon kichobe chapati en jikoni olino orwainet komongeti okanye korurio chapati bo mutige noinet ak mutai oilge akin sabunit noton kama mite mwaita otuye ak ropta bas ninyone irironu ko kakong'et kochutyo sabunisiek kokeilen kokochut konye
so nyorchige mwaita roto nebo sawa ako inege mwa ile saizi kotumwek by the way saizi ikose kele kirotyin lagok sijui karibu 3 villages away ako ipke pire kabisa kiame tuma ko mutai asubuhi ko runotok nguno kanyo koibe chepyosok sinendet around saa 11 asubuhi kotomite murenik kotolion kole utolen koitito soine kokemajibe kot otile kotesta ke ropta netesetai saizi ak cheptilet nekokitwal ipkakasta iwendi kaman amayunge Iriokto ilo ineti ileji wasti pas akilge konyolu itindoi kora mwaita kocham koiboti boisiek ende ine kartasit no kibo sukaruk clear ndio tojebiret onde borusuite sabunit kidogo ak mwaita nebo Sawa Petroleum Jelly
ngure ne le ngonga takalgal
kigure takalgal
kigure ne chekselel
selele takalgal mo geno le gibunu ga na uti joto jo so nyortige mwaita roto nebo Sawa Petroleum Jelly of course miten nomining miten na ga go miten no go muji boisie go multi purpose muji ke boisie angot kengetin iweteri yo ge bitiok chenitany ibe kora mwaita noto nebo Sawa Petroleum Jelly ebi boisie go tongusitu kinai kap teta ingetine igaiteta igaije ko mengetine ko me affectan gen nyolu ko tongusitu simat ko mi goji kora friction so go goter so tuguk choche magineti biik lakini komite mwaita nebo Sawa Petroleum Jelly kotoretin kabisa nyorchige mwaita na en kornetab betutab ra sikobit of course iboiboenji nebo mwisho ko Zenka ne angen ale kimwoen katkatugul lakini nyolu i-download jige app noto nebo Zenka kobun App Store anan ko Google Play Store yete i-registeren ngotko kiinget ine labda kia i-registeren i-login in kityo ngonang details chekuket yete igerchige ile labda itindoi loan limit netia isom loan ngotko ka 3000 ngotko ka rabisiek chekimokchinige lakini en katkatugul ko financial discipline ko nyolu isom rabisiek yo kemich iboisie mele ran yoroni kokono nini neteni kole isom ati master bi semuta ko ngemun puch record nengunget nebo nini amu ingen sa yo ko unya sinyiwektes amu mengen ngonindo nebo yo imokchinige rabisiek eng emergency
ako ikas kandoindetab emet eng ngalekab nyoto kole mamache mutayakas chino kile koib rabinichu koen chomnyot anan kobire sherehe
chebo sherehe ichek eng taban Mwerejo ko chabe kabisa sherehe akonam chito agenge tukuk kulechi ka ijefika bana ijefika sasa tufanyaje download Zenka i-download na kizamjige bora biwekte ya mungu komite saine labda ingen le mutandoi rabine ko mamite ngala isom lakini katukul asikobit itinye financial discipline konyolu isom rabisiek eng kasarta neimokchinige ko Zenka kokele iboisie kwaikeit benki nengunget ole indoi rabisiek chebo emergency ko yakabit kit nebo komon ilabat yotok isom labda komite lakwa kendoi toje kobwone amendoi chebo sukaruk kokoit deadline ilibone labda jegong chito nesire jego labda komite toror nekebendi kikotio ano mingolina kokilejin inyendet responsibility kemeche iolwech mwaita nowo metindoi rabisiek akakoit tarikit iwendi Zenka isom rabisiek yete of course iboisie atya mutai nyiwekte kasit nebo ine Zenka ako Zenka ko matindoi procedures chechang mising ku benki within 5 minutes ko kainyoru rabisiek chekuket iboisie atya mutai nyiwekte in that same process ako nito ko melen ile sijui kilejin ni nyo visa anom sinyisignan itore eng simengung everything i-downloaden ingenini akop ke approven eng simengung imite bora indoi smartphone ko you are good to go so karan imite ine komite app ne Zenka lakini of course lazima ko iji in a very discipline kotko megu discipline ko sauringung amu magoi kotoretin rabisiek jotok aya amache inem kebe asikobit ketesta ngalalen yo eng koronito betutab rani akagenget inem akaketestaya kuya ako amache ketoune cherargei amache ketoune cherargei ko senator nenyu nebo Nandi. So kit age tugul nomwoe komasupporten yamaro beun. Amwoe kityo ko katebut. Lakini makingen gei ine personal lecturer ge, so nothing. Lakini koimonge Gerarge ako ngalala akobo ine mite mureju wengu Nicholas Oyo agine Bob Njagi kikaba Tanzania Uganda atya kutesetai igorta kenam ko aore negi abduction ngolep Kenya kubetyo for around 39 days na 38 kidogo gorone nyege kimutatye nyege mitongine border konyo gomonge atige na gilo ngaga gutindo Museveni mu engan interview negi ya Museveni one of the media in Uganda ogimogole kuna there are these two Kenyans casually kolegi kagile experts te barayot kolegi te intelligence te very strong kolegi na matigi in the frigid for some days
kala
maigage for some days aya nebo kago kotar kale ko birwo simet biikab Kenya ko kandoik kidogo kolejo ndeje langolana nimbu iwekwech kale ale ngawekta lakini kanyo kole Gerarge akine mutai ngonget chito akwa Tanzania anan kwa Uganda kuleji presidents chebo emotinwek chotok oshughulikanji bichotok atyo wekwech kora amu kanyo ko affectan anan kanyo koim kalyet nebo emengwong ako bichu kobunu emotinwek chebo sang. Mongen ale kerto yano ngalalanep in Gerarge kandoindet ako kandoindet ako wakili ko kakomwa kole uyo makosa ko kaba bichu wokap ko kalisu ngolotok ing kole komwaita. So mite makosa ko kangeti angot ko kamite katyaknatet ak wakityon campaign nebo chito age kuyo kawendi campaign nebo Tundu Lissu.
No, mami makosa ngiwe campaign. I think the challenge is you cause mayhem in another country. So I think Gerarge is wrong by using the word finya because it already says they don't need to act within the bounds of the law. But if Suluhu today and President Museveni tried you in a court of law and they found that you are guilty, you're in Uganda, we can't do much. Because also Kenya is obligated to be a good neighbor. And a good neighbor means that we cannot just export one of our leading expertise, which is rioting, to the region. We have to be a good neighbor. So I can understand where Gerarge is coming from. Please don't cause peace to our neighbors. We actually need the EAC community to work because 200 million people is a good market. And we don't want to run into trouble to Tanzania and Uganda. They are our leading trade partners right now, particularly Uganda. The same for Tanzania. We import most of our grains, most of our beans, because we've ended up now doing high-value crops. Kenyans have started to do things that they can export out of the country. But machungwa, nini, we are getting it from Tanzania, particularly because Tanzania, Kotindoi, their land is more arable than ours. They have the largest arable land, one of the largest in Africa, maybe just outside Congo. Okay, so we are likely to need Tanzania as a good neighbor. So if you go to Tanzania and campaign against Suluhu or for Suluhu, as long as you don't really break their laws, it's fine. But I think Gerarge is right on one front to say, don't bother our neighbors. But I think it's wrong to say finyawa. Unajua finyawa
iko na maana tofauti.
Au kitasta Gerarge kule finyawa na tutawamalizia hapa. So that borders on human rights violation.
It does. And for Gerarge to say that, I think it's wrong, particularly because his background is human rights. His background is advocacy, and he represents young people in this country and Gen Zs. Of course, we might get overexcited as young people, and maybe. But I think the spirit is that you act within the bounds of the law. You're in Tanzania, and if you went to China today and you broke the law, I mean, we may never even hear about you. But we hope that when you go to Tanzania and Uganda, you can be tried in a court of law. The same way we would expect that if they do something here, we can try them in a court of law, because that's the spirit of human. Yeah, but so I think he's wrong and right. Wrong in the sense that I think his language, choice of words, finyawa, and then tutawamalizia might send the wrong message about what are the rights of people that are. What are the rights of those young people? do you really intend? Unajua kufinya bwana, you might.
Ako one mongen got ko one of the wrong message je labda ko ne ngalala ne cherarke ko kamwagi ne ko ka confirm an gole nganda yo Museveni anan ko yo Suluhu ke yo yakijeke ko kwani gole je tuna Malaysia mongen got ko time ko mwawe ko lango takijeke tungole ko yo mi tegine tesetai pia sisi tunafinya.
Yeah, so I think it's I think the context. I mean, he might have said it with some jest, and I expect he might have meant it with a jest to say, you know what, you have your rights as a country, but once you send them to us, we will also try them. But I think he should say that within the confines of the law, because it's true you should not cause harm to the people of Tanzania and Uganda, but equally your rights should not be really because remember, we are free movement. As EAC, getting a free movement. If you say that you're going to work there in Tanzania, if you don't cause chaos, no one will really bother you. The last Kanyishek mood, I've been going to Tanzania to support entrepreneurs in Tanzania, the program level, Start My Business School. And they are very good people. In the last month and a half, I apologize on the people of Kenya for booking all the tickets in the stadium. We are just, we can be really funny people. Imagine us booking all the tickets and we don't intend to show up.
Kenyans can do anything.
Well, we love our country a lot. We can be really difficult neighbors because imagine you book all the tickets with no intention
to go and watch the game. Yani yete kichupiga kukwet matkabwa.
Mongen gorangot ko confirm and headline nego ba the Standard amud Jeff ko ngale the trinity of terror ne ko ge kwen gora the three presidents to
East Africa
to this region agole mego jen kapsa nafas critics kele meyani criticism of any sort.
I don't think that is true for I don't think that's true for President William Ruto. He's the most tolerant president I've ever seen. With the level of support he has, I mean, or rather, I mean, I don't think we've seen a president more tolerant. You know, even in the last government, President Uhuru would get so angry and say, Sasa, munataka nifanye. You know, he would get visibly angry. Our president is really, really trying. In the current circumstances, I mean, I don't think you can say Trinity. I mean, you can because he's extremely tolerant. It's like even right now his attitude is let me just focus on work. You remember last time he was popular. Let the popularity. You know, that attitude is a very powerful attitude because he's basically saying, listen, I definitely want to be re-elected in 2027, but it doesn't really matter because what's the use me trying to be popular and then we don't move. And every single thing is done out of courage, but I don't think it's out of arrogance necessarily or out of impunity. It's done out of courage, which is a lot of effort to say, let's introduce the bill because the country will collapse. Let's tax people 5% more. But that 5%, I think what we really lacked is people to communicate what had happened around the time. December 2022, Ghana collapsed, Egypt collapsed. Inflation in Ghana alone was 100%, which means that given rent 100,000, the following month, because of inflation, 200,000 shillings.
Wow.
Inflation in Ghana was 70 to 100%. I remember, World Bank took money from people's bank accounts in order to repay the loans in Ghana. And on and on and on. Their economy basically, practically collapsed. So around that time, there was real fear that the Eurobond would not be paid, 250 million shillings. Eurobond would not be paid. Around that time, there was real fear that we will not be able to pay SGR. And then in March, we had the protests. Every week that we had protests, I think it was anything between 4 to 8 billion shillings we would not collect. Wow. I protest for 1 month. You can't pay judiciary. Another month you can't pay. 2 more months you cannot pay parliament. The next month very quickly you cannot pay teachers. So of course we had to do the handshake. I mean, so I don't know where people get the idea. I think it's very difficult. The circumstances that the president had around the end of 2022 until the time when the finance bill happened, there was real pressure that the economy would tank. Right now, everyone is unhappy, and I totally understand. You know, overall, people are paying about 6% to 8% more, or 5% to 8% more in taxes than before. But that is nothing relative to if the economy are tanked. If the economy are tanked, we would be paying, I don't know, 50%, 100% more. But I think what we also lack is, communication, because and then it's so difficult to communicate what would happen if people have to experience it fast. You know, if you go to Greece, the word inflation means something. The word inflation means something. If you go to Ghana now and Argentina, for instance, or you go to Ghana or Egypt, the word inflation means something. You know, in Kenya, it doesn't really mean anything because we've not lived it through. I mean, we've lived it through it a little bit, but it was not as fatal. It affected a few middle-class people. You know, around on the runners up to the general election of before Kanu handed off power, we had cost of money going around 20%. But it's not really gotten to the place where people can actually understand what that means. It means that if you're paying 20 shillings per unit today or 25 shillings per unit of power, next week, electricity bill nengung naga 10,000 ko 20,000. Wow. Rent is a 10,000 got this much. Very quick, very soon next week, you cannot even buy things in the supermarket. The same salary, lakini life has now moved up. Wow. So I think, unfortunately, I don't think people are able to. I don't think in people around the president were able to communicate what it would have meant if the country tanked, if the government was unable to pay its obligation, and then all the lenders recalled all their loans. Right now, what we're doing is at least there is some, cost of living is slightly higher, but at least the inflation is manageable. You know, Nairobi Stock Exchange is now going up for the first time, 50% up. I bought Kidogo stock at the Nairobi Stock Exchange during COVID. I mean, I looked at it now; it's 50% up. Wow. If you bought Kenya Power a year ago, it's probably you are making a lot of money. But it's not even that. Cost of money now has started to go down for the first time. I think by December this year, the loans might go lower than they've never been for the last 3 years. But I don't think people are helping the president communicate the impact. What would have happened if we had missed that 250, 300 billion shilling bond? Which everyone was sure we will miss around the world. And they were even shorting us. Those people were also betting on us failing. So people were even making money. They would have made even more money if we failed. Wow. Because if it's trading online, you can short or put. Okay. You can take a bet that Kenya will fail. And if they fail, you buy the other security that says, you know what, if Kenya is likely to fail, I'll make more money by betting against it. I don't think people are able to understand that the worst has gone for us. If Kenya had failed the Eurobond in 2023, oh my goodness, our life would have been miserable. We would have we would have a lot more people dying on the street because people will not understand that why is hunger costing 300. Now we have hunger costing everything is now reasonably going down. And so I think, just to answer your question, I don't think there is treaty of, there might be some courage, but I don't think it's arrogance and impunity. Wow. I think the president is acting out of courage, which is a rare thing. It's a rare thing because many politicians don't want to act out of courage. Because if you act out of courage, you become unpopular, as we have seen. Yeah. But we don't also have the constitution of Uganda and Kenya, and Tanzania. We have a different dispensation here.
The constitution is very progressive.
Which means that the president is also acting within the limits.
Wow. Kemwa something to do with the economy. Handshake actually handshake nigeli kitoret so konget ko stabilize the country mata ketestai maandamano au koker handshake nito ko keker kandoik chebo UDA kere Aaron Cheruiyot
ikere chongon ko walun microphone tindo noise kidogo kotep konde uno lakini testai Jeff
ikere ngunon kandoik ni bingalalen kandoik chebo handshake nito ko keker ODM ko keker ngalekab UDA ikere kandoik chebo UDA kala chepkulet nebo ODM comfortable matinye pressure ako bingalalen noto ni kasa kora ko komang kandoikab ODM kole kebendi 2027 ko it's either the deputy president position or nothing.
The least we can go.
The least we can go is deputy president. Mangro legerengu go kitakini gono in 2027. Those me maja and me coalition agodia.
I think it's both. Mami namana because where we are going, we have to rely on pre-election pacts. You know, Raila Odinga gave Arap Mibe
in 2007.
So I see my prediction. I see the president being the leader of both ODM and UDA. It's a more natural kind of partnership to be both the party leader for UDA and ODM. I don't know where it will come from. I mean, I think Professor Kindiki is saying, I've been loyal, I'm supporting this government. But there might be concessions to make sure that the ODM is comfortable to form the next government. Right now, you know, they were a late entrant. They run the government now, they are part of the government, but they were late entrant. Most likely ahead of 2027, there might be concessions that the president and Kenya Kwan's administration will have to make. Let's make sure that we make sure that ODM is on board, because there is also the real risk that Gomage Tinye Biga Murima, a section now, then you need to try to build a coalition around the country. If I were the president, I would tie the whole country, tie the entire country, do the same pitch that President Moi did, and then you will always get support from friends from Central. But then I think the whole country needs to be united. I think the message going forward is should be progress building on where we are. Because honestly, the president has a really good platform.
Wow,
he has a good platform. He's beginning at a place where he can say the economy has improved. I've paid down debt. I've reduced the fiscal deficit. You know, for Uruto, we were losing what? We were burning 600 to 800 billion every year. Right now, the president has shrunk that to 3% or so. The stock is still looking up. People are putting a bit of money. The affordable housing is picking momentum. There is reasonable, stability. So I think that, I think the president can run on that and say, listen, we need to bring together the country, and then let's build on economic transformation. We've begun now. This is where we were before. This is where we can get together, hopefully in the next 7 years.
And then like bringing together the country. Kagere ko sitting about the star. Aga mogole maje Komot Kalonzo on board.
Again Agwamalwa
Eugene Wamalwa. So kumi kemogole ngochenge kandoindetab emet Kalonzo Musyoka Agwamalwa. Ngotogele mibi kemoche ko isolated.
Of course.
Ago isolation inoto komara kitokyingei ngete Gachagua noko kole ireyu komomi ako timoche inyoru biik chebo tulwet ko ane kurgat
anendet nekebune
kakirengei kurgat kole kibune yuto.
Ako angot ngeng'ololi eng kutit noto ko ngeng'ololi in the spirit nebo keunitan ko mitei biik chekere kole uo kometo kandoindetab emet kidogo biikab tulwet ko western within a week and 2 weeks ko twice. The last time wendi ole Central ko mat konget koegen mau at Kenya the other time. Amongen got ko noto ne kogocho kora mileage biik chebunu kebeberata nane ngotelel kuri Gachagua tukuleji mamakenet kijiji mising igere ile kikomach kwa isoletenech kot kwagere ko kole kikoni kobut kandoindetab emet progress chekikende Kibaki kongetege kingonyo kole saizi ko magoi angot ine makimite ine trajectory nebo kebe keeku the first world country kuye mwoe so komongen ale kuye kakole wechin Kalonzo katebi kuwa kamach kotaban kora ine yutokyu tos imutu pichu together anan kamat kopchei.
I ongenole, Ngomut Kalonzo, that's the end of it. Yes, 127. Ngomut Kalonzo. Because
done and dusted.
Because Nginyoru, a section of Central, Agi combine and to combine. I mean, that's it. That's the end. The real reason this coalition, I mean, the opposition, if they work to combine Kalonzo, Rigiji, then the rest of the opposition rally behind one person, it can be a problem. But when you're Kalonzo, that's the end of it. That's the end of it because it's a numbers game. But I don't think it's true that the president has sidelined Central Kenya. I mean, 5 cabinet secretaries, nearly, I don't know, 10, 12, I don't know how many PSs. I mean, they are in government more than we are. We are voting getting CSs at. Man, more. Hey, the Samok. Yeah, Samok.
Kipchumba,
Chang, Kipchumba, Chirchir, Cheptumo, yeah, Wakili. But Central Moot
out of 22.
I mean, more than half the cabinet, and everywhere, and all the things you cannot mention, CEOs, and I think that people know. Give Central Kenya right now, the development that is going on. The president has not sidelined the people of Central Kenya. It's just that maybe the climate is wrong because of the impeachment of Rigiji. But what would the president have done? What would he have done with Rigiji? If you did not have an able deputy, or at least a willing deputy, what would he have done? Like, what did you want him to do?
Maybe Kegamogoli, he would have done what President Uhuru Kenyatta did for him. He let him just be in government. The deputy,
which is even worse, yeah. Because look how that helped Uhuru. Because now you're there, you disrespect him every day. People don't disrespect him every day. That's worse. You cannot build a country like that. You can't build it with mistrust, with this lying. That's even worse now. I guess we now know that, man, you've done a wrong thing. You're not a very good deputy. What can we do? Has it become a political liability? It has. But I think the president is doing a good job at bringing the entire country. The president ties the whole country together. I mean, everything is looking up for the president. The economy is looking up. People are a little bit optimistic. The sports agenda is going okay. Talanta will be ready. We will host. Even the spirit improved. As we started to support Harambee Stars, you could tell people are proud to be Kenyans for the first time. I think the president should just promote us being who we are. Say we are Kenyans. It's okay, you may have a different view, but then you better get a good candidate that has an alternative view that is better than mine. They have to have a better agenda. Don't just say, he's my man, so I don't support you. So I expect that a part of Central Kenya will definitely for the president, because it's not victimized them. It's just, there's one candidate that has managed to say Central is attacked. But the real truth is that really Central is in government today. Unless, of course, something changes in the next 1 or 2 years. But so in all fairness, I think the president is trying to hold the country together, and I think he has a window. If he manages to sign Kalonzo, he's a very good captain, an owner of this team. He's a very good politician. I expected that, and he means well, and you could tell the way they treated Baba from even after the election. I know members of parliament that I wouldn't want to mention. As soon as the election ended, they started to talk to Baba directly. When they really needed Baba, Baba came through. and Baba was a good man. And it's also partly because of the way the president treated Baba. I mean, even sending Baba to India, it was the president's idea, saying, no. You cannot, don't wait. If it's your health, please prioritize it. Go. Tell us whatever support you need.
Team, angen ole ine kakemwa kemwa ile one of the best presidents chekitindo ini. Lakini mite biik chemagere ine the aspect kagere kaimwa bimwa talanta ile one of the key projects chemutai konyekibwote mite the rironi Mau Summit projects cheujo. Lakini mite biik chetukogere kole no, the president is sidelining us. Angot biik chemite ine bororietab Kalenjin komwoe kole kandoindetab emet sana kokere ine tabone komasinolin. Lakini angot semakiutie ko ine tos ke comparen si comparen in si tuye koeng. Tos ke comparen Rigathi Gachagua ko deputy president Arap Ruto time nigi deputy president amu the same treatment ne kenyor Gachagua ko igere ile gili akot koit kele ngotep keiste ako Arap Ruto kora kengorube yota president ko kiit kasarta nekima kokoshindos akine akandoindet ak president by than Uhuru Kenyatta. Those ki comparing these two leaders in the same rank kingo deputy nin ako deputy nin.
There is never a single day that the current president when he was deputy, even when things were thick, even when things were really bad to him, that he said a single bad word against the former president. He never criticized the president. I mean, people around the president, the former president, might have treated him really badly, but he acted in a lot of humility, with restraint. I mean, you would not have him give a speech after the president has given a speech in another city. Can you imagine your president giving a speech in Nairobi? You were Mombasa, and then you give a speech right a few minutes after, like, unknown. You would never hear our current president saying, Achapewa Air Force, Achapewa this treatment. The president would just use public. In fact, towards the end of the tenure, he was not even using any chopper that was not private. He was using just private choppers. 1 or 2 weeks, Mami, Achapewa Air Force, Achapewa treatment. I think the real handicap, and everyone knows, even the people that impeached Rigiji, include his own people. Rigiji was his own enemy, as it were. If honestly, I can bet 110%. If Rigiji had behaved the same way the president carried himself under President William Ruto, there would have been no problem. People would have said, you may not like him a lot, but he's one. But you know, if you behave in a way as though you would never support the president, you would never deliver the president, you are in a hurry to do. Of course, it's not even the president that will do anything. The people around the president will go like, we are not safe with you as the able deputy. Because the whole point of a deputy is, should anything happen to the president, can you carry presidential duties? God forbid. People forget now what a deputy president truly means. Do you feel safe? Would you have felt safe with Rigiji as the deputy president if something were to happen to the president? Nothing will happen to the president. But that's constitutionally, that's the thinking, is that when you choose the deputy president, you choose the next able president. So while it's politically inconvenient to have impeached Rigiji, I think in the wisdom of the House, both Senate and Parliament, they felt the country is not safe in the event of Rigiji assuming presidency. I think that's truly what it means to be deputy president. You are acting president.
God forbid. Mangen ko igdo gindogo gitemuji in case of anything, God forbid, ko gitemuji Rigathi Gachagua, so what have been Jeff.
Could you have brought the country together? Would we have had handshake? Would you have worked with Raila Odinga to stabilize the country?
Kulikuwa na mitego.
Would you have done that?
kikale kikande mestono status kabisa so marazi kitabitu handshake kemwa kine kemwa ile something to do with the deputy we bwati lege kasara ke wikishe kikosirta engana somogi ko host na the first governor of Bomet Isaac Ruto awe something very profound about the position of a deputy president or the deputy governor wala spare wheel wala maboisi akoy kobit pangcha
kosai nenyoru kasi
man air hostess ngirige yotieso air hostess kasi nengwai is not to serve tea. When you see those ladies pretty and looking nice and serving you tea, welcome on board, sir. Their real work is not traditionally to serve you tea. It's in the event we have a plane accident, they help you out of the plane safely. That's the job of a deputy president. Is to say, you know what? Would the country have trusted? Mutu ya shares, mutu ya sijui nani, mutu ya Murima, would the country have trusted, would the country have held it together in its time of need under the former deputy president? I don't think so. So that's that's a real question. In the wisdom of the house, they didn't think so. That has become political inconvenience, but I think that I think the president in other circumstances, he might have wanted to keep Rikichi, but in the circumstances at the time, I don't think it lent itself possible because it wasn't presidential enough, I think. He divided the country, he sent the message that his obsession is about Murima. In fact, eventually he just ended up getting impeached for unconstitutional remarks around what it makes us Kenyan. What makes us Kenyan is that we are a people together. It's okay, you might have a key constitution, which is Murima, but then every politician has a key constituency, but then you really serve everyone in the end. And when you arrive at your office as a president, you quickly have to grow and say, you know what, my job now is to be the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. My first duty is to serve the people and to serve the president to serve the people.
Wow. Angetaiko shekmutu akomeche kenam simesiek oeng somok kekas kele mwoe nebo roriet 0719-012-800 0719-012-659 0732-142-658 conference ko 020-790-4310 access code ko 6098-739 hash. Of course, SMS eng 23-766. Muji ya kwet kora logo ya WhatsApp 0759-460-476. Ako ameche ketoune simet nebo Kimingin Kinyose ngolimbo Bomet. Chamge Kimingin.
Chamge Arap Limo.
Kijamege nwa kilo kityo.
Kongoi missing kotuon tonte nemi studio nen betutab raini Bwana Limo ako mama nafas neo amu kasarta nekakwo. Amache kityo kateben alenchi tos ne kabwautik cheikere en nguni ngamun ndinyoiker kandoikab Rift Valley Bwana Limo kobendi akolekisoe president. Amache ateben alenchi wany ngeleweni kandoichu kokileweni inyon kutoret raia nebo kawaida anan kokileweni kokosa president in state house. Ngebwat keker komoswek alak Arap Limo yeteche lamisiek cheterter ako kinyor Rift Valley Limo ko lamit agenge neketeche en kenyisiek anibu Limo amakur betut nemie. Kongoi missing.
Thank you. Kongoi missing. Ameche kekoschi Arap Koech eng suswa sikekoschi Ezekiel. Chamge Arap Koech.
Kongoi missing Arap Limo. Akandoindet non mitwan en studio. Hello.
Kikosin testai.
Kit nekomoe ateben kityo kandoindet mitwan. Tos ne kit netokyingei president ele ng'ololdo nguni en kasit neyoe anan en ele king'alalda kwano ele kere koik rahisi nguni en tuguchu ot kou chukibo kele en kasit age tugul nekipanga kong'eten koik
Thank you.
Kochut ele king'ololdo ng'echeret. Ako ngunondo kwal nebo mwatet ngunondo kityo.
Kongoi missing Arap Koech ngolobo suswo. Ameche kekoschi Ezekiel sikebe ako olimbo Emurua Dikir kekoschi Chemiloret. Chamge Ezekiel eng nwokindo.
Chamge Limo.
Kichamege.
Ikatuon kandoindet nebo youth nekang'alal ng'alek chebo komonut amun chang biik Limo cheisibi ak mising ko yon kait chi nekere ta sikisibun ak echek en batai teben kityo tebutik oeng Limo ak amande kibokokyi biik alak boroindo amache komwowech amun ine komuche ko analysis nemuche kokere tuguk chechang ako mara kebeberta nebunu kokere tuguk cheter en elekimi yon kafokasen president akonyo kou komiten Amboseli akochomnane choton koterin yoton kerta ano nguni echek ketinye serikalit ako kikitinye chukinye en 24 years ngokombearen nguni kikimiten Delet Moi ak kikitinye nguni William ko kikomi change anan tot kebe kenoton notoren yon kaba leaders chechok amafokasen akobo raia ak ikere biikab kebeberwek alak kofokaseni akobo biikwak ko kerta ano tuguk cheu chon amun makitinye breche ak kilelen nenyo serikalit amakwo betut nemie Limo.
Thank you kongoi mising eng olabo kemuchul keba kolimbo mudwa digir atesenye kekere Nakuru County chamgei chemin oret.
Kongoi kabisa malelen alot ateben iweron tebutik malelen alot ateben mising tebutik amun tebutik kilelen katakiteben weron ko echek raia chekelelen kiteben any kondoik chechok chekikilewen kot koit president kekuye mbakeker kelil kowo muti kona kwanya kaker oli kobo komostab Samburu kokokilochin tuguk chechang kabilet millions of money chekokib koba olimbo Samburu ko naibare kwanyiker olimbo Nyanza olimbo Bungoma kotesetai boisionik kemwa ngele Rift Valley ka kandoik chuchoket echek chekelelen tutam ak keseretosi lakini biik chemi komosini kimwa kelelen mi biikab kolenjin nenyone teta lakini marche choket chego atar kou nonda so chi nekimoche ole ikosu ongenany nguni kekomotkei kenai kele okay kitinye kecheretab president toretech ne kotab kolenjin
thank you
kainet ko president ketinye man lakini boisionik ko mache chok
kongoi
ongekosuna kongekerta
thank you kongoi mising jemi loret enge murwa digir Bernard ngwakindo ngolabo Nakuru
ya yamuna Limo
chametab kei
Gatuwa kabisa kandoindono matkeobu en kasar age ko kitam kolole boriet amun kimakomiten ortinwek kimakomi kasit age tugul nekayai serikali en kasarato mache ateben akine kandoindoni ale olingwong sikongemokse ng'alekab kalyet ko moki boisionik chekyin koyai mwananchi nemiten ground mokiib ortinwek amun yon mamiten ortinwek komakobete kalyet ngwanyoton ngwany mamiten ortinwek mamiten akot kul sikokoi biik kokusi en boisioni amateben kitany kora en kiyomondoi nguni amache amwa kele en president niton president age tugul nekikelewen en emetab Kenya kong'eten Uhuru ko komiten ngunon kokileweni rubeiwot koleweni president olon tomo ngwan koite betut kora neitang keleweni president asikonam kolewen rubeiwot baadaye anan kiliyonjin amun tuchukiche chukibo kasari kinye chekiwot Kibaki ko kikilewen atya konyokelewen baadaye ngunon kelewen yekore vice president nguni nguni kele kergei kou noniton lazima sikomwa kole kwandet kelewen kora president asikeba mbunge kelewen akine enda akibendi ng'atutik
kongoi mising Bernard Yegon sekondishek 10 kityo ngonam osingab Katete Kericho County kirwech kebeberi
Yes, Limo atone yonen tupcho kainet ko amosingab Katete ateshi kityo en nwoindo kakomwa Bernard akobo insecurity kokomoche akane ateb ole to ne netom keyai en komostab Elgeyo Marakwet ak Baringo lekemut en serikalit nenyonet sikekere ng'alekab insecurity kingekele kitinye minister nenyonet neming'in ne netos tom keyai soidi en komosin akoi ireyu nebo oeng ko lelen ng'alekab health
thank you
tos minister nebo health ko to mi komie en eleketitoo serikali en ministry nenyin anan
kongoi mising amos kongoi mising amos kongoi mising ameche ine kitutyoto kebeberta nebo simeshek mongen ngot kewolu tugul lakini mite chenyikisen ako Jeff chang biik chekere kole nguya kaikas team kole mite biik lakini kokimetech mongen ngot ko iman notion nito ni kele nenyo serikalit but makikuschinech kongomye
that is really sad because kakas biik chechang uni arogani iman kole nenyo serikalit lakini nenyo teta lakini machichok chego. And I think that's twofold. Because top saa zingine inyoru viongozi chebunu bororietab Kalenjin not pushing projects and not communicating the projects that are done. So ngobit ngowe President Nyanza, the focus of the people of Nyanza and the leaders of Nyanza got the development projects that go to the region. Because viongozi chechang chebunu Olin mpaka kwa saa zingine, you know, college president ndio kimi pamoja kichami kisapotani 2027 kwa utie kole the most important thing koneno machi nesikchike aichi pick up bororietab Kalenjin. And I think we really need to do better, particularly the leaders. I ask the leaders to make sure that the best way to support the president ko kaya aichi pick up bororietab Kalenjin kasi sangomi ngake sumakisome yele ko kekochi president two term amu I think president kakutyem what he can do on his own is doing. If he is now pushing galobana now Rironi summit kopek Eldoret ago Uganda ago the railway right now the initial stages to extend the railway, you know, Eldoret all the way back to Kampala. Strategic projects in the region the president is doing. People like CS Murgomen are trying their best in their specific disciplines. You know, Chukwala Usalama, that's a very good innovation. But I think what we really need from the leaders of the region is not just to tell the president he's supporting him 2 term alone, to make sure that they are supporting him by their own deeds. You know, there is nothing stopping them right now today from appropriating budgets and funds in parliament so that the money can go to the region. So that they are key strategic projects. So I hear them and you know, in fact that's a predominant question about the big chicha.
Wow, ako mo time, amo interest nebo time. Ko labda ketoroti Jeff.
Kwa utiti na majama. Ko yanga ko mwa utpiki ko se chongalole ko mwa ko ngalole ngalekab kandoi. Kibendi ketokini ke elections about 2027. That is an opportunity for you. Yibu walutie ne maje give. Ako bi ke yibu walutie ko bi ke represented in the decision making team.
Thank you. Ngolion ba mwisho team labda in less than 20 seconds.
No, kongai Berur FM, kongai Standard Group and akongai big up Kalenjin. Amakwang namye asawak aleja ngai site. Kaya tugol kasi. Kongai babadok jowa.
Thank you. Kalene ngoit site. Thank you. Kimeje gitu kiato ken korneto betu tabrango tepke metaji baroinde elishabet of course kibwiti ne lugo ikti meeting site somok yete gwega nyigi gesu ke bebertani ba mwisho kigure no Arap Limo. Ago of course Jeff ke tutosi betu tamutai.
Karon go constituency focus.
Up to tomorrow constituency focus. So anenet ko Arap Limo of course ngotepke tu yengi ne go batalo go ikti ba meni to go ber FM so tetap kumiat ne rotei ne mongetei.
Berur FM. Berur tonetetan amur. Soteta kumya kumerote mlemongete.
Mogindo yemoni kobun kumo akfaba. Kubaten kisomi binwek chibwane. Berur FM. Koribe. Tegisi agotie bitenyon kuboto bororietab Kalenjin.
Ten mesetab logoiwek chu kun logoiwekab emet en Berur FM.
Chaizibu ko logoiwekab emet eng koindo chebo sait somok nebo karon kong'eten ketisheng'ung nebo Berur FM nebo Rosti kong'eten kanaset neo nebo Nairobi nesomonwok logoiwechu kwane Elisha Beta. Kitaune logoiwek chetinyegei ak muswoknotetab kasari ole kaketestai kecher neranikab emoni koker kole kaboisie muswoknotetab kasari en oret neititayat asimomusmus atebosiekwak. Kosubkei ak neo ministaek en emoni Musalia Mudavadi komwa kole mi barnotik chekoboisie muswoknotetab kasari en oret nemaititayat notok kikokeren icheket komat konyor boisionik cheterter ot en kasarta nesome boisionik choto emwaet kole en kasarta nekosom boisionik kobo kisibi rekod chechwak ak tuguk chekikosir en muswoknotetab kasari. Kong'ololi inendet en kasarta nekoyat tuyet nebo Kenya Software and AI Summit en 2025 nekokiyai en kanasetab Eldoret, kokimit Mudavadi kole nyolu koboisien neranikab emoni muswoknotetab kasari en tuguk cheterter chenyorunen kelchin.
Your digital footprint, good young people listening to me because this is your platform, is very important. It can either block your ascendancy to greater heights or it can become a big problem. Right now, when I speak to you, there are some nations that have now made it a requirement to examine your digital platform before you get a visa to travel. It's no longer fiction, it's the truth. I speak here because I also have children, and I owe it to you that discipline and integrity is what will take you higher.
Berur News.
En county nebo Nandi kotesetai kobo ofisaekab police kosegei akobo meetab muren agenge nekibwotyin kele kobar maiwek en kokwetab Mugundoi en koning'ote ng'atutik nebo Nandi Hills. Kosubkei ak neo nebo police en Cherongo nebo Nandi Sub-County Police Commander Jeremia Lekilwale komwaat kele weroto konaat ko Duncan Kipkemoi koboto werik alak somok chekobelikchingei yeetab maiwek en kanasetab Mugundoi akot en betutab Jumombili. Mwaat kele kibeligei murenik choto en mwaet kole age tugul nekimuch kobelis en yeetab maiwek choto kowendi koliponi bilitab maiwek. Kibelis Duncan nebo kenyisiek 31 en urerionoto kobaten kinenet inendet maiwek akoi kobet sobenyin. Kamwa Sub-County Police Commander noto Lewala kole murenik choto ala maiwek choto kokinam en kot nekiboiboitengei nekisinondengei murenik choto kotetat keib kwa ministry nebo serikali asikechikil asikenai ng'oyondit nekotinye maiwek choto en murenik choto.
Wale vijana walikuwa mwanzo wameenda kwa sherehe mahali wakakula ruhusa kutoka kwa sherehe, wakaja kwa hiyo Wines and Spirits kama tayari walikuwa walevi, na walipofika pale wakaanza challenge ama competition fulani ya kushindana kunywa pombe inaitwa General Vikings na nyingine inaitwa Dallas ambayo ni pombe halali. Watu walikuwa wanashindana kunywa kiasi ya kwamba wewe ukimaliza ile pombe umepewa unalipiwa bili, lakini ukishindwa unalipa nini? Unalipa bili. Na walikunywa pombe nyingi sana because tunasikia kwamba walikunywa chupa kama 8 na ile ni spirit ambayo si pombe unaweza cheza nayo waka black out. So there is a likelihood ya kwamba huyu aliwekewa pressure na kwa sababu ya ile kuwezo na pombe akazidiwa. Tunangoja postmortem tujue exactly what happened, na tumechukua hatua because ile pombe yote ilikuwa kwa Wines and Spirits tumezichukua na tumesubmit already and ifanywe analysis ndio tujue kama kuna pombe ilikuwa expired ama ilikuwa mbaya.
Berur News.
En county nebo Nakuru kokotestai kirwoget nebo betetab neran agenge nekinome njirenik en nyanjetab Lake Nakuru nekikuren Brian Thiambo nekibeten eunekab ofisaekab polis chebo ripsetab tiong'ik chebo KWS en tarikit 18 arawet netai en kenyini. Komuch korutechi kapkirwogik noto kiwoto nebo Lake Nakuru ak meng'otetab Mayani ole mwaat kele yoto kokinomen ofisaek choto bo KWS werotok. Joseph Kipsang ak logoiwek chuto en koindo.
Karutechi kapkirwogik Nakuru kiwoto nebo mbugetab tiong'ik nebo Lake Nakuru National Park ak meng'otetab Manyani eng betutab raini kondochin senior principal magistrate Kipkoroi Kibelion en kasetab kirwoget nebo betetab neran agenge nekikuren Brian Odhiambo nekinome samakinik nemwaat kele kinam ofisaek choton cheisuldoen ripsetab tiong'ikab timin anan KWS en tarik 18 arawetab agenge kenyiniton ne akoi inguni kotomo kenyoru inendet. Kaimuch koborchi komwachi ak arorchi kapkirwok baorinik chekimuch kobaorienchi ofisaek choton bo KWS konome nerananoton. Netai kokonu baornatenyin ko Agnes Aching ne en kasaratan kamwa inendet kole kitesetai kouni ngoroikyik kingomweu Brian kongetegei mbugetab tiong'ik konu ofisaek choton ang'wanu chebo KWS. Komwochi kapkirwok kole kinam akobokyi ofisaek choton nerananoton akokochi biret neya kotomo kochut inendet kotokyigei mbuget orit.
Nikaona wanaruhusa kwa hii hapa. Watu walikuja wengi wakaja hii fence, lakini hata mimi nilikuwa hapa nikafungulia nione imekuaje. Wakarusha kwa gari na wakaenda chini.
Nebo aeng kokonu baornatenyin ko tupchetab Brian Carlos Otieno ne kamwa inendet kole kibaorionchi ofisaek choton konyolili tupchenyin.
Akakimbia akikuja hivyo akanitia pale kwa fence, mimi nilikuwa kwa barabara. Carlos, harakisha. Nataka naenda na maskari wa jemu, harakisha kuja mbio. Mimi nikaachana nilikuwa nafanya, nikakuja hivi mbio. Nikapita hapo kwa post hapo.
Kaimuch kokonu akinen baornatenyin Elizabeth Auma ne inendet ko kametab Brian.
Wakati niliwapata nikiwa pale, wakati huo hapa ikuwa na msituni, ilikuwa Januari kumekauka. Hata ukiwa huko kona unaona mnyako. Wakati nilipiga kona, niliona Brian amesaa wekwa ndani ya fence. Nikakuja mbio nikitembea haraka kufika hapa, nimeona Brian anavuruka.
Tesetai kirwogenoto ole tetat kokonu baornatenyin ofisayat nechigili kirwogenoto anan investigating officer. Kirwokyin ofisaek lo chebo KWS chemwaat kele tinyegei icheket ak betetab Brian Odhiambo. Kongetegei county nebo Nakuru, logoiwekab emet chebo Berur FM, ane ko Joseph Kipsang.
Berur News.
En county nebo Kericho ko en kasarta nekotyakta serikalitab emoni rabisiek koityi barnotik en tetutiet nebo Nyota program ko en county nebo Kericho ko en betutab amut kokotoge konetisiet kinet biik chebendi kokoito kanetet koityi barnotik en oret nekinyorundo chepkondok choton bo Nyota chekikochi emoni benkit nebo ng'weny nebo World Bank kosibge ak tetutionoton bo National Youth Opportunities Towards Advancement Nyota noto kilumda President Ruto koendi konyoru barnotiot age tugul rabisiek cheite 50,000 chekiboisien en tetutikab mung'aret cheterter en emoni. Evan Shegon ak logoiwechuto en koindo.
Engainek kyuk kekurenon Jeruto Joanne, ane ko agenge en biik cheinetishe cheineti mwalimuinik chepkoneti vijana. Ako eng betutab rani kobo kamanut amu kineti ng'alekab ole konetitoi sikomuch konet bichotok komakat kinet ole konetitoi kot kemekan sure kele kanyor chitugul the knowledge ne notok imekeshan. Ak nebo aeng komi kini kele curriculum. Eng Nyota program kokomi curriculum nekokisubi nekokergei kokakineti rani konetik konai kole ne tukyotok makat konet. So tuguk aeng chemuhimu chemakat konai ko ole mititoi ak kit age konen ipkoneti ngebwa ng'alekab biashara.
Kosibge ak Cheruto ne ine ko agenge en konetik chekaisuldaen konetisionoton kayai ichegen kiwanjetab Kibrugut Chuma Stadium en taonitab Kericho kokamwa kole
kit agenge korok nekarealize ko kemuch kobwa konetik tugul chekikakishortlisten chekiaplan akosir ko chotok kemuch kobwa tugul. Nebo aeng kingeshortlisten kikimeche biik chekitar sukul form 4 chekitar form 4 chetindoi degree ko bichotok kinyoru mwalimuyot netindoi degree ako kimeche chito kora netindoi experience nekikwai kito nenekit kou nito komuch konetisho. So nginyoru kotindoi bichu experience. Sasa kito nekitesyini kityo skills alak barak cheu kele chokilen additional skills so komuch kodeliver. So aptek ko kararan konetisiet kotesetai komie kou ole kokakipangande.
Kates komwa Cheruto kole koib kakwautiet noton nebo kobit koikochi barnotik konetisiet kotinygei ak chepkondok choton nebo Nyota program asikobit kekirinda yautik cheimuch kotinygei ak wechawechetab chepkondok choton kilumda kandoindetab emet en konekit.
Program kwendi kou ole kokakipangande kila kitu komi sawa at the moment ready bichoto. Idea neimuch koistoegei ng'alekab kupreshere ng'alekab Nyota ko netai amaita kote keit keimplementan rabinik choto ko shikineti ole nginyoru tukyu inget ile ne challenges cheimuch kobun ngitinye rabinichu ako tos isolvenda ano challenges. That's why kokinde curriculum nenyonet komuch konetkei kole ne shideshek chetos nyoru ngor ak kone solutions chemagat konget koboishe koistoege shideshek choto ngale choto tugul kakimuch kinet mwalimuinik chang betutab rani ako ichek kip ko deliver koneti neranik chok. In fact noto ndonyo ko kito netai ngalekab life skills ole imuchi handle problems che inyoru ko ii mwana biashara ne problems choto kitinye korok komwoe icheket kole ne shideshek choto tindoi at the moment sikemuch ketatuan choto ak chekinetas alak chimengen kemuch kituye skills chebo different people challenges chetindoi mwana biashara age komakergei ak nebo age so ngomwa age nenyinet komwa age nenyinet kepchei tugul kekaman up solution ole tos kiistoege those challenges.
Kongeten county nebo Kericho 90.0 FM logoiwekab emet chebo Berur FM kigurenan Evans Yegon.
Taikoshek ko 17 chekosire sait somok nebo karon kokachon kokalogoiwekab emet chekokibune saishek chu kong'eten ketisheng'ung nebo Berur FM nebo roste kong'eten kanaset neo nebo Nairobi nekasomonu logoiwechu kwane Elizabeth lomokwak betut nemie nebo kaberuret.
John koba logoiwekab emet kong'eten Berur FM. Rutoito, sabarit, kogotiet, itinetab mashabik chebo Nandi County. Kingagetech Nandi ak chepchebindab koristo 99.8 kokakoit anyun kasarta nebo kegerge kibni agostoik mashabik chebo Nandi County. Uhuru nebo Berur FM asikenamwok nebo mashabik chomyet kibagenge ak rutoitab Nandi.
Kokimwa 1-2-1-2 with Estamp and Roots. Berur FM. Rule number 1.
Tetat kebwa Nandi.
Rule number 2.
Kibwane Nandi.
Rule number 3.
Kotkei tu Nandi. Kas aginam kalenda. Torik tamanak sabugak torik tamanak angwan arawani wa tamanak agenge kerote sabarit kebwan ga age tuye zini. Kas aginam kalenda. Torik tamanak sabugi keta unere roadshow nenyon soko. Ndala Center, Kabiemit Center Kwanza, Selia, Chepterwai, Kurgun, Kaiboy, Kabiet, Chemuswa, Mosuriot, Chepterit, Agimunen Kapsabet. Kas aginam kalenda. Torik tamanak angwan nibe tutabai neberuto Met age town in Mararet Kapsabet town age toki wasait Nangoi Junction Kaptumo Junction Mugundoi Kipkenyo Kaptumo Aldai Musombor Barsendo Samoe Nandi Hills Chepkunyug Himaki Olesos Kapnyerai Kilibwani age guru nebo Climax Climax Chepteri
Atege maswali isitosho mabuti mana nilakwe nokindaleta matatu una sita tunazi
Yon asio tuye tabachi aba horosto ketete jeba Berur FM age wasege in boyet kawaida amun Berur FM koba Berur tabka ketesheta kasari ne tule ne wategisto Moiber Connection Limited ko agro dealer ne Boror ne mi kibagenge ak Farmyard International. Kimi Nairobi ak Eldoret Corner House opposite Nandi Park asigo negitin agobotig kitinye geri check chebo barak chetoreti mkulima go plant booster regular foliar go toreti bitet ak rutunet nemye nebo minutik Taylor wetabo powder ne toreti agogirindo fungicide koboto early blight en nyanyeg piasinik ak mauweg miten yu referee ne iboisien en nyanyeg mauweg ak pandek chemesishek traffic ko toreti mweg en miweg Tigab logoeg, chaig, agahaweg, mendeclean kotore soloweg, parmuriat komagerege ak mureg, panyakwisha. Eng tebut age tugul ibir simet eng number 0759-232626, 0799-361100, anan ko 0722-396769. Farmyard International Investment Limited, powered by research.
Yemune Nelly. Hey, kinageri nele tune ko kimogoni magatengung. Kwani itinye siku hizi chakikuren skincare routine akinye? Ile kararan nebo kwong'et.
Chicha, makatenyun ak nebo familia nenyun tugul kong'eten boyot akoi lagok ko kikowalak ako kararan uninyun, chulat ako tangus. Kararan kabilet age. Kong'eten anam aboisien mwaita nebo Sawa Petroleum Jelly kobun Pwani Oil ko kiwalak family nenyun ako abaibai nemamuchi aror.
Kele akot bandeng'ung koboisien mwaitab Sawa Petroleum Jelly kobun Pwani Oil?
Sawa komuch koilegei chitugul akonyor makatet ne kararan ne chulat ako ne tangus nemokyingei chitugul. Mwaitab Sawa ko kararan mising amun mamine ngoroik.
Kale ingen chepyosenyun akot iman akobo Sawa, lazima kotoi family nenyu koilegei mwaitab Sawa Petroleum Jelly kobun Pwani Oil.
Mwaitab Sawa Petroleum Jelly kobun Pwani Oil ko mwaita neimokyinigei ak familia nengung eng kotugul. Inyoru eng beit nenyumnyum eng duket nenekitinin ako chulogis ako tangusit makatengung. Oljin familia nengung Sawa Petroleum Jelly kobun Pwani Oil inguni ak iwal sobenywan.
Chi age tugul komuritu lakwa anan ko chi neo nemi office, nemi mbar, neiyogishe ako champions alak tugul cheigere eng television.
Ako iuni chon tugul sabunitab Ushindi kobun Pwani Oil. Marareng'eta nekochut ng'atatek, labatindet nekoyobu mazoezi, chi nekabunu mbar koboto ngoroikwak. Iuni akotilil tugul sabunitab Ushindi kobun Pwani Oil akot ndamur netyan.
Iman, mamache roriot ak simdo sabunitab Ushindi. Muta akot cheibwotini kole mamutokse akowek rangiat nemakat.
Kikuren Ushindi amun sindo ni murindo age tugul. Ibelishe eng ole mi murindo. Ushindi for unbeatable stain removal. Ingen ile kikowalak sobetab biik chechang mising kiuchumi kong'eten kosirgei ak Boresha DT Sacco. Sacco nemi akobo inye kong'eten kenyitab 1976. Mengebakagen let chut Boresha DT Sacco ride nenaat mising yani Tier 1 Sacco netokyin nenyin kokowal sobetab membaekyi kobun oret ne rahisi nenyorunen chepkondok. Inisirgei ak iegu membayatab Boresha DT Sacco inyoru nafas nebo ial shares, ikonor rabishek koboto deposit. Imuch isom rabishek eng oliet anan interest nemiten ng'wony ko membayat kobun loans chebo Boresha DT Sacco cheboto Boresha Kilimo, ufugaji bora, biashara loans ak alak chechang. Ibwat ile Boresha DT Sacco komogenin kiy ak familia nengung eng site age tugul. Noton amune nyolu isirgei inguni asinyorchigei chepkondok eng oret ne rahisi mising. Asinai chechang iitite branchishek chok chenekitinin alan ibir simet ko namba 0111 043 400 anan ko 0720 200-689 anan ko email kwa info@boreshasacco.co.ke. Boresha DT Sacco, karibu memba, pamoja twastawi.
Barabara wasiag in Taaitab Berur. Taaitab Berur traffic updates.
Bebertan ba barabrosek eng kornetab betutab rani kebata koitoshek tiptemu ak mut eng sait somok nebo korunetab kasitab aeng barabrosek chegusini kongo chebo Uliep Nairobi ak agere makotia traffic ako reduce en oret noton nebo Airport North Road netekondo traffic nengete yumba aviation naginyo agoi baka Nyerus oret noton nebo Mombasa Road ko mamiten ngala nywe kabisa. Mombasa Road nywe, Lang'ata Road nywe, orani kekure Southern Bypass. Agere ngong kidogo around yumba Prestige komeche komite traffic ak agere kora oret ngono wayakiwe ko kage clear and accidents nakakabit mite accidents nakakabit ak agere kako clear kila kitu. Oret noto nebo Thika Super Highway kong'eteke KCA University akoi Pangani ole mite traffic. Eng oret noto nebo Kiambu Road ko nywe kora kasit mamite traffic. Agere Murang'a Road itokchinige yobo Globe Koro notok komite traffic nekamat konyikisit yotok kyo itokchinige town. lakini agere en katikati yuko Kenyatta Avenue ngotiwendi town komite mita ajali nekabit en Kenyatta Avenue konekit itite junction ole tuitos Kenyatta Avenue ak Moi Avenue agere komite yotokyo mita ajali nekabit en yotokyo ngotichute town agere Kenyatta Avenue nglet ole msomo ngot konoto nekakokosen traffic noto lakini kongetege Valley Road ak ijoinen Kenyatta Avenue ichute itokchinige ak roundabout netuitos ak Uhuru highway komite traffic nenyigisen koranato so unoto no kebebertan nebo barabaroshek eng kor nito betutab rani mamiten ngala mising makawaitite boisionik
barabaroshek en Taaitab Berur. Taaitab Berur traffic updates.
Kebata koitoshek titemwoglo eng sait anan ornoto titemak sabche gebang sai somong nebo ko betutab rani amajan sikobit kebebertan mite tai ke tesetan ngalale ne kokitindoi eng kor nito betutab ra of course ngat katugul ko jam ko uige walu maswali tugul ako sana ko jam minyoru kotindoi commitments alak toik cho kunoto kikile mamite ngala kitieme kabisa ke walu maswali tugul so jo yo gung SMS ko jo kitebe yo gung SMS yo gung limbo Facebook yo gung WhatsApp ko jo kitebe eng kasarta ne gitesetai etagena msimesek lakini of course kitindoi kasarita ne tugul ke changian eng ngalalet ne kokitindoi ako limbo sai tawagul limbo sai tangwan so number de basimet kono to tom go balak 0719 012 800 0719 012 659 0732 142 658 of course conference ko ya ta 020 790 4310 020 790 4310 access code ko 6098 739 hash 6098 739 hash yata of course ko to mango to namun ko lazima abotu na college kibone nandi ko malo so kitindoi betut agenge kityongon koketo nguno countdown ameche sokonde social media weri agole nguno how many hours remaining au nyugole one day and 20 hours anangole 1 day and some hours mongen ole itono hesabu gingen kityongon agole Thursday minus today koger gole kitindoi tomorrow ak some hours cheba betutab ra so magotesiruta gotet in fact mutai kemite oret kebone amu nyigerutosi goret lazima nyigeruye goret kongetine so the next day ge ngetje subui ko gi fresh ko kage namana mursi en goret kemite kabisa komnye gengen gele bas ko gito nguni so kibone abwati ole tomorrow kemite orani kebone so engat katugul ko noto no road show nebo betutab tungoini betut nitoge kangan kasi ko mut kasi atini gegesu Friday kigesu Saturday ma Friday kigesu Saturday kigesu ne yobo igesune ko ilot location of course en function otong nebo weri kigure Elias Arap Korgat inendet ko cancer survivor lakini ngoti medan so bit kebetugul eng panitani ko 0790 66 43 40 0790 66 43 40 konotono kon number nebo Claire B inendet ko lead team engine kebebertan bo Limba commercials ibwatile kimite kibagenge standard group Pwani Oil Starbex Gas International Kaiboy Technical Boresha Sako koboto Moibene Connections nengat katulo ajerino la siko biti kwagenge negimite en caravani nitoni ko 0790 66 43 40 ngotep ketu ye ground bwana ke mas kabisa ke chop kobol tamaga siku moyo murejo ko unot ke chop kobol na tiki gatke agena igele sisi tuko pamoja ama namna gani so not no logo yo netinye ga road show negitindoi eng betut nebo tungoin lakini ngenguni meje asikobit I download an app nebo Zenka installen nebo ko installen isubarorutik yetche isomjige kitu kidogo ko mutaye ngot golion gole itindoi ole tosi loboti mezeng ngot ko itimeje rabisek chebo jokchinet ichute kitongon Zenka labda ko imi ole lo gimeje je ibunu inyone nyigetutos ichute kitongon Zenka gisom 500 itwolji bigi itinyo gole 100 itu labda ole nyige ole mite stopovers agenge ngine road show inoto no itu yoto nyige bir story atinyoru wara je iwektoege so isome eng Zenka inyorjini eng App Store anan ko Google Play Store Zenka go ZENKA bas kore noto inege asikobit engat katugul inyorjige rabishek chebo jokchinet yetche iwekte eng kasarta nebo betushek 60 ak agenge anan gijome ko 60 ak agenge anan ko 61 days bas ko you are safe ibwatile Zenka gondo of course chamjine nebo ko boisiet eng emoni kobun Central Bank of Kenya agenge kebege tauge nam simesek Of course number nebo simet ko notok ko mwaun magetini amache ketoune simet notok nebo weri kikure Eric Festus eng olimbo kapsimotwo.
Arap Limo.
Woi.
Kamuno chorwa.
Achamegei.
Ito keri olimbo Nandi obo chome kobolo.
Ngipke chobe kobolo eng olimbo Nandi.
Timi kekikono pongezi ataka otarshiri.
Thank you.
Kono buchata wasko matumine metu Arap Limo kamanda taisha ngami ono. Anayele tako miyo.
Komanda tumine me.
Ilo tingi ngalda yo nakasot kama bari simu goram ngol chole mi siyo nakamwa nyongo le nyonde tamacha chokchi. Ko osibiki on namwa chichon. Aka mwale na wonu Arap Limo ne. Kaigai ko motinye kaigai ko manyon kondo indet asigenyoru maendeleo amun pia nyanza ya Arap Limo. Komonyor kandoinatet lakini kinyoru maendeleo. Asama nyakane boror yenyon. Kaigai ko motinye kandoinatet agenyoru maendeleo amun kibe kimotinye kusobe. Ko maendeleo hata Arap Limo betunemye.
Thank you. Kongo missing Eric Festus eng olobo kapsimotwo. Chito nekesunege namba nengunget 137. Chito nekesunege namba 137 Aya, abwoti ale maredi jijo. Chamgei Bernard Yegon.
Ya, muna Limo.
Chamgei.
Kaptura, kongo mising Limo ako tende tutiet kora niko mitene betuta Abraham. Nene te kora kondo kyo. Ingalo kondo ndet kabisa konyo kopa maana. Kasi kena kele kingo enam serikali nitania kwenye kwanza. Ako leo nje Murkomen. Aliet. Keger kele akitesta aliet ene lo.
Kalian tuangini yo. Bernard, tel gole si wege. Tel si wege. Tendo ine meche kutua ugole meche kutua. Chamge ine chemunyan ngola pa kamermeru.
Yes, chamge Arap Limo.
No chamge.
Wongo mise eng ketesiet nebo Berur FM mutweitoi kenetek ile konerutechin ndai kotoche konyor berurto. Koit yiit ka ng'alaletoi. En iman kokile nenyondet alakini moche chok chego. Konanat oyonien president roriat non kile roriat chito nekile roriat konan kobor chego akowekta nekinye kele awuli matin kwo koi koi. Yon kiyokto man chito kwo ibokochob amitwogik ak iker kakokake en kitchen kwo koi yiit ko kokeip akechek kasisiek chekipromise chebo president kele matakotesta lakini kingene kele testa kokile king'olyo nekemwoe kele makor ichut asista komororokto kingen kele kotom koimen lazima koit kii kang'alala ndoit chon komi kit nekatebengei any kasartare ng'any tos kandoik chekotosapoten president ko icheket mara ala kokiyokunen tugun en olimbo Nairobi ng'any moitu oliet kaa ala moititoo tuguk chemokyingei koityi kandoindetab emet yondo olekoterengei tom konyoru ansa ndan kait kora kototakenai ine kandoichu kikilenchin Arap Limo ng'any nome tugun chekokiyokunen en Nairobi anyokotorchi mokuboikwak noton neakwai noton kimoe ala mokere kandoichu ketindoi kele ne kit neratat en ground nekikomis president kele yoche kibwoti president kora Arap Limo natun kouno
kongoi missing kolobo ine kamermeru ameche ikesu ine Bernard sikekoschi Dominic.
Ya, no kesa Limo. Komuru oleren akot serikali nyep kwenye kwanza kokingelewen ministaek kekere kokorutechi North counties cheterter kongwendot kounon kikere kele bitunote kalyet en komoswek cheterter makou oldakinye kamwa ale ingweiker kora ministanito Murkomen kokimite Matiang'i kolko Matiang'i lakini kakotok akine kele Murkomen kokakosir akine story nekararan amun kakorib kasinyin miten any ministaek any en serikalit nebo William Arap Ruto noton kou Tevis Chirchir chemokingen any ot ele miten tindoo branket tirwe kabilet age Kimache ke state bracket in aso ngati kwa kasi ngele kama kidiga boisiet asigala serikali ta Kenya Kwanza kwa kasi minister yetu kori president kila mwana ngo komiten yana kitego miten monjo ku baragiu amwana kotomo komiten maywe gyon amwana kotomo komiten bitoini gyon amwana kotomo komiten jagai gyon amwana kotomo komiten otbabani amu iba jagai paka monjo kegure serikali ta Kenya Kwanza monjo ku president yu kongati ubike miten rau kosor tu miten monjo ko ngwenyo ya une konyo ruya minister again kwenetu amuna asoruye kondo ya amuna asoruye ongeti kondo chuti na bracket amuna asoru kwenge tuwe ako ngale je ni kaikoro kimaje nganya kuruto asiko bito ngeti ogasu oyachi kasi raya ingele atale ime kimaje ke mwaji ngelo biri boisie notane kigona ko raya kana kwa raya engira ongole kiyokto ko muna sumo boisioni amongone barako Limo.
Thank you.
Yegon en kap kana kur county Limo.
Kongo missing Benadegon gola bakap kana Kuru County ge gosti Dominic sige gosti Arap Torore e ngolimbo Nandi chamge Dominic.
Ngoi missing kai go nete tu na karana. Ge ra ko ba minister ko ba ko churu to ko no to lokop taishek ako mamira bin skandal. Ako ringe bengalega sireta abi ko takite be mur ko mangelo atala ke ko isire mbome. Ngemwachi kon che name barono ko kakobwat chechwa koron masire chebo nondos kikiyokto kondoichu asu komakoker family chechwa kikiyokto kokechin ko mangei boy mami ne kokisirwech kabisa tomo akas ne kokisir en Bomet ako Murkomen akere lobotote konyo lokopta nyone bunu lokopta bichu ako kebonondos ingemi sipitali ko ui kachute ng'alekab SHA katamwoini chibrostengiti kolenji koseretyo biik en sipitalishek kobek biik kyok kabisa sana ko kansa kikwa sipitalitab Londiani mataketech kikiam kabisa komi minister chekilewen kotononchel kotononchono so kimache kesomene noton nebo Longisayu kikeyai kou siasa matakinde moshinishek ainon kakosit sibatit komakiboisien sipitali so kisomene kele ministaek kyok eyokerechwe ministaek sana nenerekyin kwa asikarik chekokisir katakikonech postcard kindewechin kinyon kele ng'o lok chekokisir en Bomet karaimaken noto kokirwayo abra akas kele lok chekokisir koloen okanyon kerwaen Bomet so ne kit netestai Murkomen so ingele ngwendot chito akoboru kole kale mosibit kale saiti angoni chubo nondos koboru tani nguno ibu chomoche alenji bichon bo kapchimbiri rayan mara amuche aker oranon kabisa karan nenyun nenyone kelyot mamoche akerwok oret akorutochi kongoi tane tom nekelyot kongoi
Amazing Dominic Golova Gilio. Cham Arap Torore.
Jamege Arap Limo.
No jamege.
Kongoi Arap Torore ingengoni. Koroneta ungamwale kongoi otabatin Berur. Ani kuna wila tinya takumwa eleni bwani ani kuna wila sai.
Bas.
Alena le Jafari botabatin ta pesa. Ago agino si no ile jaw ko no saro. Ngi di Berur ko Berur ko nya to ago kami muai aran jom ko je slogan olen muai ta ko nya tiro tin mangeti ma ngena juji ni rangi nya awa ji na ni ban ja ta no le mara bino magna ban ja ni dili
bas ai ta
ara isi ngale ja karibu utawati emma butinge ya kale ga ni ngongosi ko emma ni asa nandi amuta manandi ni gini ajeni koya ya ago kakasami viongozi tinye tigelen yonto yita kondo ko bunge anan ko baishiun kuma ko baishige that is why sigere linalale Arap Limo tinge sana akibaishuni ka bemoni baishuni ka bemoni ko ache kunyewe tigirbigas akko no le sire yita kasi ndu yangu taito mo baishiun gas nene magati te jito ni moto kuwa ngeti kuma ungasi ngitile kibuto ni jiga pitagazi ako nyingi ni ye boisie ingitile ay boisie ta ajini big so amaje mo ile jai yajini jito kasi ne tikto ne kai yani Madina ile Arap Limo kuna zai kijitu kuni kemi tabu tukijangi boku kasanga janga ne area ni ngane bin capture wo ko ndandi si ni tanu kana ndi constituency ui ga ni geti ni boku ndu yangu Kya mwa besio ane nganda sine kigere kuwa zote tabu itini karare na serikali kutini wara vito. Ukime une katikati wara vimo man. Gume une ungete giwe kandu jugure MB kuchuta jo kavana ju. Mati nyangal boyo ni durura mui tono tinne ko je katikati ju yi chira me kota kutagule akwaje le pigir vigase. Asa mi kutura le picture je bogale jin gajangan na college ji ko ja. Monga wir Arab mo ga ga megala jara bruta bi mo ga ki tero bruta murgi maget poro dioli murgi maget ke sile awa mo ga ga lale murgi maget ke sila mui akonda la ke kunni ko ki chungon me ki yo ko ju ga ke mo gi wa ju ki ka me ko ngin ki ta ai ne imba tarak so onge te bi ate be ni ngi ne ka ki to ton ongi ruwa da on na ra ni ruwa ni man Gilwa Virginia, oye gazom, ongete ke kirsigis, awtu ko tarempon. Ongete tegis gilwa gidinyo, amu magdinyage, maging genyoni, ka chamge mulen, timili kujualo alikuli ka kumalika. Ai kai ni gil yangu, ko ni ngin. Guna got ke kai ni to mu ko une. Onge ko jinri kyo, onge te gidergali de, age so manyu ko radio ko. Mi anyu ni mo me ta ya nera, na namdai ge. Na kwa ga mo me lu tu ni Gura rapidu. Ore ini tei kongete ke mubi aku au gulo tindu yangu ngomau ndamaya kita gule geti age gol logo tindisi. Ni ani ni tindai so kama ni tungoni ame kota jin ni bo ara mi to bo lo roni. Yamune.
Taja mege ngono
Jiji gure Manuel awa mo
Oh
ko subka kanda na te tap kura de man go rom gasi nguna ba ta ko ta ko te ni ma ge wana ja wana di ni ni ta banandi ore tap mo go bich ko kwa ko lan duga ko te ko nam kanda na te tara bru ta magere maendeleo kabisa ako kijibu atele kilitaya mo kilitaya bila gura
Beye
nguna mu temet mami to yegi meta mbunge ni giwendi ko to magiyapta ga kongi kasunguna mu jube ne nya ko jang ale ko sirba isioni
Sakamiato
ko kisame rani kapsara bruta ko akando ina te tukul kumeta wi kapsake ke wewe kapsakando ko mie
kongwe
amu magimije sa ko ngeti si na meta tamete ko bi galage
kongwe mese
amu president nyago ko tutam president amu president nyago tutam president lakini yebu ni mje giro ngale ka vita kabisa kumie
bas kongwe mese bwana thank you
kongwe baba ko to ko tin kitaune magi nyorkina magi
ba so senyige yenge magi aya kongwe mese ako of course pick tugul jemite ko ilot yo to kyo gole ko manje ke chobi ne jumamuzi no to gemite ko robwiro ke gure ne Elias Arap krokati ni dono so ngetuye betu not jamge director
Hello, iya mune Arab Limo.
Chamege.
Kongoi meeting Arab Limo. Amune Negere lewende tai mete age ngoria paragi net kegele. Ine legebendi tos kararan da legebendi. Juu chona Arab Limo choche kegeren rai. Nangala Arab Limo mi CSS. Kigelewen. Kiko lewen president ago kiko boisiet nanen. Ko langen Arab Limo ko yonin ichi ne responsible ago itindoi kiboitinik ko inigas kiboitiot ne maboisie ko lazima iitagile iger ile tos yoe boisiet komie chichi ko yon mayoe boisiet komie ko yoche igergo keretab kong ko ibutan anan iregesha kuni komoche amwa ale en boisiet nemiten en nguni ko inibare igere kote sait age kou ole mwoe Arab Limo kole kouon kikenam kuinoik amun inimut chito kwo olimbo Optich ak miten teta ne yesio kotor kenam kuinoik korok ak ng'al komiten nekeisie ko inikoeisie
koiten nikanam kuinoik akoker kaikai chetia ko inikeira mara litaishek 10 ak iwe koromi oret yuno ko meepchechi koron kora ikur konam kuinoik konome kuinoik akokere kora kole tos kaikai chetia ko inikeishe kora koron kora obesien oret amenai ko abat koteb chichi kole namani anome kuinoik wakoi au no siche chego ko unoniton emet Arap Limo amache amwa ale echek biikab Kalenjin ko kiu biik chekokonam kuinoik akokere kole kakakei iman teta nome kuinoik ko kepchechi en yoniton ko ni komache amwa ale boisionik ine komakitindoi abat keng'alalen tutam ko boisionik ng'alale boisionik kole tos kibir tutam tos inet ayu kebendi lakini amache amwa ale akot yon lakwet amun kimwoe kele nenyon chito ko yon itindoi lakwet Arap Limo ako ichome lakwet ko kit neiyoe komayai kowalak komai lakweng'ung amache amwa ale Arap Ruto komakai kowalak komabunchi Kalenjin bo Kalenjin ine lakini kamwa ale yon itindoi lakwet komakai kowalak komai lakweng'ung kit ne igere kong lakwet yon igere le miten boisionik cheyoe chemoton igere kong imuche inde kiboko lakini ngetui lakweng'ung nekomoche amwa akane ale en komosta nebo ai komokiriboke kit nekiyoe kityok ko nenyon Arap Ruto lakini keretab kot nekikochin ko temikab chai yemara kachan en tai ireyu kinde chito age neimuche kora kotiane nebo temik akotoret temik.
Thank you.
Makele manenyon ine lakini tebie taban yoniton keretab kong nekiyoe ko kebakach kityo makikoi ku ko en tai yon yekiker kele imuche kowalak kimuche kora keyai kounoton kikoi kora kura nibu kongoi missing ng'otu kainenyin ko Director Kaliasui en komosta nebo Kaminjaiwet. Kongoi missing.
Kongoi missing kolobo Kaminjaiwet. Chamgei Solon Kaptumo.
Kongoi amu Limo nekang'ete nekaib loindo amu mawekany kakerlenda missing. Kochome keng studio Arap Limo.
Bye oli kiboiboen.
Solon Kaptumo nomoche achangian kidogo aka amwa moche asom bikyok kit agenge nekikamwa kasar age nyo kongoi achek chekewirechin nyo tam komwoe biikab Kalenjin kolen katin kosamis Kuria akobo kot nebo ko ketesioni nyo nebo Berur kinyo sikobit kechangian ak kemwochigei ak kekonu report koityoto sikobit koichek ine mabwoti kotokomi komosta netom koit amu ya kenam chito serikalit kuno ko suppose imete kaa korok kidogo imande ichobot olimbo sang olin sikotere kainenyi ako sikotok serikalit nguni abwoti ale betusiek cheng'ering'en chemachang missing konyone kaa kochobwech oliep kaa oli samwa kuno komite oret nobo Kericho Eldoret kekere kikale kakinde program oranato ak ortinwek alak amu ngap komi ortinwek chemasapos kemwa kele ityin Arap Ruto ityin kandoikyok chebo ng'wenchi mi boisionik chesapos koyai serikalit nemi barak nin asikomi boisionik chesapos koyai lagok chik chuming'echu MPs ak gavanas ak naina biik che ministers chuming'echu to kamoche asom bikyok koek achek cheketechechinyo ak kesomchinyo kelechi kerechi kuliep kaa oli kiyami kele wendi tamisiek aeng ak kiyami kele tamin nitoni kochobochokei olimbo sang olin so tamin nekoi konyi kochop kuliep kaa oli sikomite kuliep kaa amu kikowe kap Kenyatta kap Kibangelin kiteso bichoto kotech olenywa nekamoche asom nenyoleti uye mekusten missing bikyok mutai kenyon liep kaa oli mutai kainyo koikere taya kelen kikitinye president kenyit fulani ako kiyai no mamoche koek korik chekekere chekele katech ngochopwech ortinwek keit komoswek chumbo taya keit olimbo Uraburu kikitech ortinwek bikyok ketech Berur koamu kimwochi biik komwochi MPs kolechi chop kaa komwochi gavana kolechi pei kaa komwochi fulani MCAs kolechi ochop olobo kaa amu nenye mutai kanyo kaa oli kokakonyor taa ko ngomite oli kikosegei kengen kele orno kichopwech oret no kichopwech ako kosom MPs chekabarasak kenai MCAs kelechi koruitosi anan umionekei kosom kora chemoket nao polis no naikure Murkomen asom kabisa alechi tech bikyok Emet Murkomen. Nam lagok kyok koba boisionik. Kochopto boisionik kotekat ola abwoti amwa kalewenet kuno sona inegei.
Kongoi.
Nakonam lagok kyok koutye lagok kyok ngobwat lagok kyok sesik. Tawacha kokiyapta kotayun. Koe kine kora komwoe bicho koteb bicho chemokoi choli ochokto yo kole. Kotugul eng tugul ongecham serikalit nyo. Nenyo serikalit.
Thank you.
Amu kokatamwa mutala kingami kap kokolin. Iteni barbaretu metaki iboru ngomnotengung neitinye. Taki iwe ngweny. Sikoba barak icheket sikas ele mite bichotok. Bichotok chok chame bichotok. Chame chakoi chame olin ko chame bichotok. Komuki chame kalyaat makicham akichek nenyo. Ongecham nenyo akongetech emet. Ongewechek kiketech emet. Kongoi Arap Limo kotunam utokotin koketech nenyutab mutai. Utokotin Nandi County kitotok nebo bat.
Thank you. Kongoi mising solo. Eng olabo ine kaptumo kakenyoru kabisa tokset eng oret kabisa nekaran kou noto no. Chamgei ine Arap Ng'ang'a eng olabo Emurua Dikir. Arap Ng'ang'a. Aya, maredi Arap Ng'ang'a ngotep kekoschi Rono sikekoschi Kimingin ak Filimon. Rono?
Chamgei Arap Limo.
Chamegei.
Uketinye tane studio kakwa.
Kakwo.
Kongoi mising sikekeren. Aleini bichoto nandi komongei kabisa kotach biikab Berur. Komongei kabisa kotach ot Arap Limo. Kikerin iman Arap Limo.
Tomo ameche kokero.
Mache komongei kabisa koker oratinwek kochang'a kabisa.
Bas.
Kongoi mising en kaimwawech akobo kandoik. Kit nekisome kandoik ko koyoiwech boisiet. Tuan kokemwa kila akemwoe koyoiwech boisiet. Aini kait uchaguzi kora komakiker kit nekakiyai kora. Amun ingele ngemwa kila Arap Limo akemwoe kila akisektoen biik amoe boisionik koui kora Arap Limo. So kisome kityo kele koyai kasit asikeker kit nekakiyai en tai. Nibuch ko kongoi mami ng'al Arap Limo.
Thank you. Kongoi mising Rono. Eng olabo sinindet. Kekoschi Kimingin sikokerwech Filimon. Kimingin.
Chamgei. Kongoi kora kongoi Limo en nafas nekikonon. Asikeker akobo ministaek chemi serikalit. Ako ng'alal choronok opinion leaders wenzangu awekyi kongoi. Limo kitindoi ministaek en bororietab Kolenjin. Kitindoi Davis Chirchir ak kitindoi Kipchumba Murkomen. Bichu komi nemateme. Ndinyeker boisiet nekakosuldaen Kipchumba Murkomen kewekyini kongoi. Nganda tom konyor baset kou nekakasta komwaita choronokyuk kou neki minista kasarta age noton ko Matiang'i. Ya chichoton kasit nekikararan en bororiet ak en emet komugul. Nguni ngeng'olole Arap Limo komiten kijana anan miten nekisome MP en kebeberta age en emoni nemokingen nguni lemiten. Nguni kokokas Kipchumba Murkomen tuguchu tugul keng'ololen. Ne hatua nekokoib ko minista nebo ripsetab kalyet ako tinye right chitugul en emetab Kenya kergei kobo upinzani kergei komiten serikali kotinye right kerib en emetab Kenya. Kandoik chu sikokere biik kwendi maandamano kere ortinwek biik amatekeni action age tugul koker kole yomegei ketoret bichu. So amosomin Kipchumba Murkomen okenode chito neyebe it ak ikose biik. Teten akoi kebeberaniton ak itoret meng'ichon konyor chinywan. Kewai kongoi kukiopinion leader. Notoren ko nibo Davis Chirchir weri. Davis Chirchir ko kiwan kikikoi president boroindo akolenji ibur kityo en office ak iamisiei ak itestai kityo en niton iamisie akoi betut nekabek kandoinatet imong'ugei. Otherwise Limo amakur betut nemie kongoi mising.
Thank you. Kongoi mising Kimingin kinyose. Ne kototorwech ing yu Filimon lakini ne amu kakochunda akoro noto kora time kakolabat. Okertoi ano ngotep kityo ngon kenomchi kiriomiti kokerwech chotokyo atikelechi kesoisere. Kiriomiti.
Good morning Arap Limo.
Good morning.
Kabisa of the kiriomiti kamnanda mwenyewe tuke live Amara sheneni ne ngamun en tai. Kele kemwa akobo ng'alekab ministers chechoket chekitinye olimo. Amateb korongwaza minister nebo road. Ngamun ni oret ninyoni kikakimwowe kele kichobwech en dino. Ama mi kiy netesetai ne akere ale kokikeno kinde la. Mani bwote na kiipto ano program ngamun kinokose ko kikakikole ko en arawetab 8 konyolu kokokyi Kenof. Si by next year kenyo keloncheni keyotai oret nekakochobok lamit nekakonyo kokrosen dinon nyonet kowo kabisa baka olimbo Bomet Limo. Alenjini ile mami kit netesetai, ile makikere minister nebo defense apongezani ngamun inibare ikas ngalekab defense man kokimit kalyet Limo en konaisiek tugul. So ikere ile mayalenjini Kipchumba Murkomen keep it up ayite ikinitinye ngamun ingen ile kalyet ko kit nebo maana Limo. Kondetinye tuguk tugul ako metinye kalyet ko maiku ki. So alenjini pongezi akasome kora minister nebo ngalekab health alenjini kalyan strike chebo takitariek. Kalyan molipan takitariek chu kou ele mokto sikobit koyoiwech kasit. Kalyan momach okimit ngalekab health ako without health komomi kora kit nekesobe. Ngokwanya ngalekab health ko kakeme kabisa ngamun iniwe sipitali imyoni imi serious ko ribare inyoru medication kelen kokimi strike mami chi sipitali. So alenjini oker yoniton akokimit ngalekab education ikere komandos lecturers chebo university. Kakokaengei lagokab biik takomi sukul kanye biik kelenji koyai exams lakini yoen ano. Kakopushen chito nekototore DC ako kakosipto kora. Ako ingen ile sukul ko ngwan kasiten sukul. Barekei musasi en uborchingei kolelen nan aborchigei ichochu ngamun kenyini inegen. Kor kobare kokas kakisipto koke. Kobut program nebo musasi Limo. So alenjini ane ministers ichu okerwe ngalekab electrification, rural electrification. Kikere kityo postishek, makikere stimet. Ko kalyan any bichu simayai komike sure. Ako makolo 2027 nyokomwoe ine bichu man Limo viongozi ichu choke. Karon inyone chito inyone uwanja ako imiten ako ingen ile ngemwa kele ya oret fulani. Ko kalyan meker yoton. Ako yon kakowai biik kosinye soiti kochanga akomwoe kityo komosoto hii. Kalyan mewe yoton akisoru bichoton. Kosir ibur karon inyemwoni ine biik en ground. So amache alenji viongozi chechok eye kit nekakomwa wananchi ana kit nekakemwa ko ki opinion leaders chebo ngalekab radio callers okas yoton akoker yoton akosoru yoton sikobit keboiboikitu ak echek. Ingele kimwoe kou eleu. So amache alenji ane chito yon inyone aira kiroun any 2027 any ibanganake ngamun kimoe kemwou kele ABCD ko nyang yu ko kilyan. So makemae ra propaganda kimoe biikab boisionik otherwise komotinye ngal of the kiririamiti kamnanda mwetu kela.
Thank you. Kongo missing kiriamiti en ngolobo kamnanda. Ako of course okweket tugul atindoi 1 minute akotokoi lainda makoyamuch tugul. SMS ko makingolole amu koyoku kabisa chechang kabisa Jones kengolobo nukiat Limo kele korom oret kabisa ngole Bomet Limo chito nebo Olimbo Kipkeikei asante jambo Enoch Kamaruso isi ngorwet ole nguruoni kele isubi kabisa tetutet asante agere Buffalo Man ngolimbo koibeyon kakimite kora pamoja kale chito kakimite kabisa kisubi ngole Blela Goina asante sana. Good morning Arap Sigei kimite kora pamoja muko wengi sana. Chelambu Gideon niliona message yako mite chito wangu nekakamwa ko wena bwotyo kobo kebeberta nekataini Jackson ayabe ngolimbo lelbo inet kekele iro principal alinisumbua mpaka nikawacha kazi. Imagine tuguk chiucho achome kitukchi yoto kyomutai ko Wednesday kebeberta nebo constituency focus ngotep keker kele tos kotongo nemuch kenyoru missing MP asikobit kora nyokomwoiwech kit netesetai en constituency nenyinet. Lakini en kasarata kotom ketyundo kotep kemetochi boroindo Elizabeth logoiwek chebo emet eng nwokindo yete kemetochi boroindo nemuche cheboyo eng tetutiet noto nebo tingden boisiet. Nito ko Berur FM kaberetab kaketesiet nebo kasari doeng borietab kalenjin ako tule nebo tekisto.
Berur FM komurure eng nyiganatet kou ngetundo ako kosoksei eng emet komugul.
Mogindo yemoni kobun Kumo ak Faba kobaten kisomi binwek chebwone. Berur FM koribei tegisi ako tiebitenyon koboto bororietab kolenjin.
Berur FM Berur tonetetany ang murit sotetab kumyat nerote nemangete. Logoiwekab logoiwekab emet eng nwokindo kong'eten Berur FM.
Sait ang'wan nebo karon cheisubi ko logoiwekab emet en nwokindo kong'eten ketisieng'ung nebo Berur FM nebo Rostem kong'eten kanaset neo nebo Nairobi. Nesomonwok logoiwechu kwane Alicia Beta. Tatat kondochi Speaker nebo National Assembly en emoni Moses Wetangula yatetab tuyet nebo Scoutiek en emoni ole kiyoe en hotelit agenge en yuto Nairobi. Kakokimin minista nebo ripsetab kalyet en emet orit Kipchumba Murkomen kole nyolu kobit tilyandit nemie en kapkirwok nebo emoni ak biikab emet koret agenge nebo keker kele kasulda tetutik cheterter chebo kirwokit en oret neititayat. En county nebo Nandi kotesetai bisekab polis ak sekeisiet kosipkei ak meetab muren agenge nekibwotyin kele kobar inendet maiwek en kokwetab Mugundoi en koning'oten ng'atutik nebo Nandi Hills kosipkei ak polis kapkala kosipkei ak sub-county police commander Jeremiah Lakirwa komwaat kele werotonat ko Duncan Kipkemboi koboto werik alak somok kobelige icheket en nyeetab maiwek en kebeberatab bo Mugundoi. Kaketestai kesom neranik emoni koker kole koboisie rabinik chekotyakta serikalitab emoni chebo nyota en oret neititayat. Bitu nito en kasarta netesetai konetisiet en kebeberwek cheterter koityi konetik chebendi konete barnotichoton akobo ole nyorundo ak ole kiboisioito rabisiechotok.